Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Co-optional Corporate Sellout Podcast.
What? Don't include me in this.
We're all selling out today, all being super dishonest,
You're
selling
part of
out
it all.
to everybody. Yep.
I'm glad I agreed to be on today, guys. Thanks for having me.
Wow.
Look, it's the man that can only read from a script. Welcome to the show, itmeJP, for your third appearance.
Third appearance. I didn't have, first appearance on this new podcast that you guys are doing.
Oh, true. Very true.
Yeah, this is a completely different show. It's not remotely the same.
Brand new show. Thanks for having me. I'll do my best to stay off the script this show. We'll see how that goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful. You don't want to look too much at the teleprompter, JP. You might get
I know.
eye strain.
If I stare straight, they're gonna know. So I'm just gonna never look at the camera the entire
just look to the side every once in a while. They'll never suspect.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Hey, look, it's Dishonest Dodger. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm a horrible, dishonest slut liar.
So how does
It's
it
great to
feel
be here.
selling out your fan base for easy money?
Whoa. What?
Jesus.
I mean, I've said that for years, but it's glad that you finally admit this.
I put up a video yesterday saying that I was going to be changing up my content, and most of the response has been, wow, this sounds like a really cool change. Like, we're excited to see, like, fresh new stuff. And then every now and then, there's just somebody who gets so angry and spams TB about how angry he is with me.
Well, I mean, if you wouldn't be such an obvious whore all the time, then this wouldn't happen.
It's rough. I have a rough life.
Jesse, there's another podcast. You want to go to that one, Jesse? We could just
There's got to be at least
These
some
two
other
are
stream.
really angry. We can just drive down the street, man. If you want
Go to
to
like a league stream. You want to do
maybe
that?
check out In and Out.
Oh no, you don't want to do that. Trust me, you don't want to go. You think the league is grass is greener on the other side? Oh no.
We can go get a double-double.
That's like going from
let's go.
radiant to dire. No.
Perfect. We'll be back, guys. Keep going.
Okay.
You just leave.
Just both get up and leave for like a half an hour and come back at the same time. No, but I'm doing fantastic. And the cat tried to eat my food during sound check, and that was very fun. And I was at a wedding, and now I'm back in LA.
So you're selling out to big wedding now? Is that how it is?
Selling out to weddings.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Riot glass, so I'm also selling out to them. I'm wearing a shirt, so everybody who makes shirts paying me right
Selling out
now.
to that, like huge amounts of
Sierra
money.
Mist Natural. It comes in a tiny-ass can. It's really small.
It doesn't always come in a tiny ass can. You can get a full size can of that very easily.
Or you can be a giant fat ass and get a tiny can as a way to not be a giant fat ass.
You're still drinking soda, even if it's a smaller amount of it.
Don't ruin this for me, TB!
Jesse, you're just jealous that you've been
Jesse's been roasted
outsold.
now.
You've been outsold. We got itmeJP, the script master, Script Master Jam, as he's called in the
JP
hood.
Scriptmaster McDaniel.
Yeah. We got Press Whore to continue, and then we got Jesse Cox, who is quite frankly now irrelevant.
That's true. Unless you know about Coxtober. Yes.
What's on your shirt?
Oh, it says I guess people can't see it. It says I'm back Kick Heart.
What the fuck is Kick Heart?
Kick Heart is a anime thing that I backed on Kickstart.
Okay.
That is freaking insane. It's about a guy who is a professional wrestler in Japan who falls in love with another professional wrestler, but she's a masked woman and he doesn't know who she is. And he wants to keep meeting her, but every time they meet, she kicks the shit out of him because they're wrestlers. And he loves her though, and so when she punches him, he falls more in love with her, and he enjoys getting beat up by her. And I don't want to spoil it, but it's very funny, but if not weirdly drawn. It's one of those anime where you're like, okay, drugs were taken to make this, like that kind. Yeah.
It's basically like watching Animatrix, except with more kicks.
Yes, it is. It's very cute, and I backed them, and I got a poster and everything. And I was like, you know what? If I had to be honest, the reason why I backed them is because I'm trying to complete my Kickstarter thing.
Yeah.
So I need
all
to
the
back
pie
in
pieces.
Just like for dance on my pie piece, I backed one where I got a shirt that said, "Real men don't lift weights, they lift women," and it has a ballet dancer lifting a woman. I was like, sold, done. That's the best $10 I ever spent.
What did you back for that, though? What was the actual...
Like a ballet company. I felt good about it. Good on them. Take my $10. So
I'm currently wearing a Pacific Rim Dangerous shirt, which is rather good. I can show you the design on the stream. It's really rather stylish. I liked it.
TV's like, I'm not gonna lift my shirt up. That's a lot of work, but I will find the picture.
That involves standing. Plus, like, my camera's reversed again, and people will complain.
I'm just like, huh?
Everyone's complaining about everything today, so I'm gonna assume that's gonna happen there. But I now have a Dangerous shirt.
yeah, no. My week has
been
been less crazy than you guys's.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been fun. My parents left, and so now I'm all alone again. It's the worst. No, I've just been doing my shiz. I've been working, man. Like all of you, working hard, hardly appreciated, but working hard.
Yay!
I don't know. Punches him. He falls more in love with her, and he enjoys getting beat up by her. And I don't want to spoil it, but it's very funny, but if not weirdly drawn. It's one of those anime where you're like, okay, drugs were taken to make this. Like that kind, yeah. It's
basically like watching Animatrix, except with more kicks.
Yes, it is. It's very cute, and I backed them, and I got a poster and everything. And I was like, you know what? If I had to be honest, the reason why I backed them is because I'm trying to complete my Kickstarter thing.
Yeah.
So I need
all
to
the
back
pie pieces.
Just like for dance on my pie piece, I backed one where I got a shirt that said, "Real men don't lift weights, they lift women," and it has a ballet dancer lifting a woman. I was like, sold, done. That's the best $10 I ever spent.
What did you back for that though? What was the actual?
Like a ballet company. I felt good about it. Okay. Good on them. Take my $10. So yeah.
I'm currently wearing a Pacific Rim Dangerous shirt, which is rather good. I can show you the design on the stream. It's really rather stylish. I liked it.
TV's like, I'm not gonna lift my shirt up. That's a lot of work, but I will find the picture.
That involves standing. Plus, like, my camera's reversed again, and people will complain.
I'm just like, huh?
Everyone's complaining about everything today, so I'm gonna assume that's gonna happen there. But I now have a Dangerous shirt.
Yeah, no. My week has been less crazy than you guys's.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been fun. My parents left, and so now I'm all alone again. It's the worst. No, I've just been doing my shiz. I've been working, man. Like all of you, working hard, hardly appreciated, but working hard.
Yay!
I don't know.
It's wisdom right there.
How many things have you sold out to this week? It's important to know.
Oh God.
We're looking for full transparency here, Jesse.
Well, clearly to Apple.
Yeah, obviously.
They convinced me to buy a $50 piece of equipment. This is $50.
I wouldn't call it equipment as much as a cable with a bit of plastic.
Oh yeah, okay.
No. When you spend $50 on that, it's equipment, TB. It reaches that level.
This is the stupidest thing. So I don't know if any of you have been to the Apple Store ever. I think this is the first time I've ever been in one. Mm-hmm. It is insanity. It's an insane, stupid thing. The Apple Store is filled with people of all ages and weirdness, mostly weirdness. Like, I'm trying to use this thing, and like the hipster Apple people just like, oh, well, first you got to do this, then you have to do this as well.
Not
and there's
Apple people, Jesse, geniuses. Geniuses.
Yes, the Apple
Who
geniuses.
the fuck requires explanation to use an Apple device? Can you explain that to me?
There. The fact that I was there means I'm not a genius. There are no geniuses in that building. It's just people in blue shirts selling things to dumb people who don't know what they're buying. So it's literally just like, there are people everywhere.
To me, man. I mean,
people standing around, people doing it. It makes no sense. Like it's crowded, and I'm like, what? Are people
and nothing's
doing?
happening.
Yeah, that's the worst
Nothing's
part.
happening.
Everyone just stands around like, what do I? The line. Like.
Well, because I'm in the Apple Store, it's like being in a really fancy watch shop, only for people without any money. You're in the fancy watch shop, so it looks like you matter in some way. So you're in the Apple Store, and it looks like you're with the tech. You're
hip to the kids.
You're unique, just like everybody else in the store.
There are no prices on anything. Everyone walks around with like their
of
own
course, Jesse.
iPhones.
You shouldn't need to know the price. If you come into the Apple Store,
I hate stores like that. I hate that so much. Like every clothing store in LA, you walk in and there's no price on anything, and I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm just gonna turn right around and leave.
Yeah.
Because
It's like,
that
oh,
means
well.
it's too expensive.
You should know, if you're in this store, money shouldn't be a problem for you.
Barf.
And it's like, well, no, it kind of isn't. But you know why it's not a problem for me? Because I don't spend all my money on fucking clothes. Tell me how much this costs. God.
It's mind-blowing. And the reason why I got this is simply so I could go like this, plug it in, and do HDMI. That's it. Just so I could, like, try and record stuff.
That's all you
That's
needed.
it. I go up to the girl, and after waiting, trying to find a random person in blue to take my money, I'm like, look, I just want to buy this thing. And she's like, are you sure that's what you need? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sure. She's like, well, it only does HDMI. You know that. I'm like, oh, I'm aware. She's like, well, it only goes to your TV. You're aware. I'm like, yes, I'm aware. She's like, okay, let me scan your card. And so I'm like, you don't accept cash? She's like, no.
Well,
They don't accept
cash is so
cash
20th century.
And so she scans my card, and then she's like, okay, here you go. And I get the receipt. It's emailed to you, by the way, because that's the hipster
That's the
douche thing
best.
to do.
Well, of
Yeah.
course it's emailed to you, because then they have your email address, and as such, they own a portion of your soul.
Yeah, so now they email it to me, and then I look at it, $55. $55.
For a piece of white plastic. Yep. That sounds about right. Like, all the official cables. I'm pretty sure the component cable's about 45, which is
Shut up,
absurd.
Apple.
No one else makes another cable that does that.
Well, no, because they
don't
can't.
exist.
They quite
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
cannot do it because Apple won't let them. So, a component cable for a regular device would be about 50 cents at most from monoprice. And just enjoy the fact that Apple devices use non-standard resolution. So every video you ever make of it is going to look like ass.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So,
Because, we're going to make our tablet in 4:3 because, 16:9 is so passe.
I had so many
More of that.
dreams.
Somebody loop that.
I had candy cane dreams of making the Deus Ex game, like trying to play that.
Oh,
or
don't.
Infinity Blade. I was like, I got it. I want to see these things. I want to see how they look. And
Like ass would be the answer to that.
Apple.
Turns out that's
Apple.
what happens when you don't have a dedicated graphics device. Who fucking knew?
Here's the crazy thing is I don't want to play favorites because Microsoft is equally as awful. But there is a Microsoft store in one of the malls here, direct rip off of the Apple Store, except it's a store. It's like they have cash registers.
They have a line and everything.
They have lines.
Cash registers are so 20th century, Jesse.
They have like display. It's so funny. You're like, one of these is trying really fucking hard, and the other is trying really hard to make.
What bothers me
their
is it
site
takes
there.
3 times as long. I've had to go to the Apple Store a couple of
Oh,
times.
it's terrible. You just
It
stand
takes
around
3 times as long to
fucking
get anything done. And everyone's
Yeah.
just kind of standing around sort of looking at the devices and not actually doing anything. So it's like, are you busy? And there's just people asking stupid questions of the, 3 staff that are in the actual store itself.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing because no matter what time you go there, it's always filled with people.
Yeah.
And it's always filled with people just standing around, like, confused. It's like, how confusing is an iPhone or
This is
iPad?
the
It's-
simplest device you could possibly spend this much money on.
Yeah.
There's nothing, and it's people, like, showing them how to enter passwords and emails. It's like,
Yeah.
look, if you can't do that, you don't deserve this. You're too damn old.
Yeah, they do like classes and stuff, which is weird because there's like a billion people around you loud as shit. And you're like, all right, to move this file to the recycling bin, you click and hold and drag over here. And everyone's like, oh, yes, we understand now.
Well, yeah,
Thank
they have a
you."
little projector in the corner, and there's a bunch of people
Yeah.
sitting down learning how to use email. And I could understand it if it was all 80-year-olds, but it's not. It's like 25-year-old college
It's
people that should
ridiculous.
clearly know better. Come on, this is not difficult.
I like to think that's where mall rats hang out now. They don't just hang out outside
Oh,
of a
yeah.
store. They
Yeah.
only hang out just in the Apple store watching that projector for
Yeah.
hours.
Well, that's a cool thing to do is go take your photo in the Apple store, then it stays on the iPad or whatever, right? Isn't that like the cool thing to do at
Oh, people do that. Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
that is the
a
dumbest
hipster
thing.
No,
Yeah.
come on. That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. A regular store, if I want to buy something, I go up to the cash register, I purchase the item, and I leave. Here, it's like, well, okay, so since there is no cash register and no queue, I have to kind of hope that I can get the attention of one of the employees that is busy answering stupid questions or just chatting with some other Apple enthusiast who has been an enthusiast of Apple since, they released the iPad. So, he's a pretty hardcore fan.
Right.
It's like, Ask him what an Apple II is, and it's like, is that a new iPad? Like, come on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's exactly
it
what
is.
it is. Yes.
Good job.
All of those is true.
Breaking news: Co-optional podcast now brought to you by Android. Available now.
Yep, I have
Sure.
this phone right here. It's an Android phone. It's pretty good. It does what I want it to do. That's about it.
I can't hold up my phone. I can't do it.
Is it embarrassing?
No, I mean it's an iPhone, but weird.
Oh.
It's an Android show, so I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean it is an Android branded show, so if you were to do
Yeah.
that, you would be dishonest and a sellout.
Yes,
Important to know.
exactly.
Apple. It's terrific.
I'm not going to hold mine up, not because we are sponsored by Android, but because literally all of the buttons on my phone don't work right now. So
You have buttons on
it-
your phone.
Yeah, there's this button that doesn't work.
Oh.
There's this button
I thought
that
you were about
doesn't
to like
work.
hold up a giant brick phone and be like, "Yes, JP, none of these work."
The little silency clicker. When it's on silent, it will randomly switch between silent and not silent
That's
while it's
awesome.
clicked onto silent. It's good.
People
I
love that
can't-
movie theaters.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get a new phone.
Get yourself a case, girl. What's the matter with you?
What's a case gonna help me with?
It's gonna fix that.
It's not gonna
would've
fix
helped-
the
It would
buttons.
have helped. It would have helped before those broke.
Hindsight is always 20/20 on that one, I gotta say.
No,
It
I,
is.
I,
It is.
I remember my giant Wonder Woman case. I
Yeah,
had the
well, that
Wonder
wasn't a case. That was what you give
It
like
was
12-year-olds to make them shut up.
case.
It wasn't much of a case, really.
It was. It was hugely.
Yeah, it was horribly
confusing.
impractical.
Yeah, but it was a case. I only took it off because the buttons stopped working.
When the buttons stop working in your case, it's not a case. I don't want to have to break it to
Dodgy,
you.
you promised to keep using that case, and now you're not using that case, so I'm afraid to tell you that you're horrible.
Fell out.
Look, I need a new phone.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Co-optional Podcast, where we won't give you one. Coming up in the show,
Yay.
we'll be talking about what we've been playing this week, and, of course, we will round up the news. And Half-Life 3 confirmed, guys. Half-Life 3.
Guys.
There's a
I hear
trademark.
Half-Life-
That
I
means
hear
it's
Half-Life
coming.
3's coming out. You
You want to explain why the fuck it wasn't trademarked years ago? It's
I was about to say, shouldn't that have been something they did
That's
a
kinda
long
weird.
time ago?
It's kind of weird. No one else dared trademark that because then you're fucked. Then they know.
It appears to have been, by the way, it would appear to have been filed in Spain, so it doesn't mean jack shit at this point.
Lol.
Oh, maybe there's a Spanish guy. Maybe in Spain it's like Half-Life a tre, and it's just it's a kind of drink.
Uh-huh.
And the guy just look. I took 4 years of Spanish. Shut
Sounded
your mouth.
like it. It sounded like
Yeah.
it did.
Like, instead of going into this as a news topic later on, can I just say, one, this whole Half-Life 3 confirmed meme bullshit is incredibly dull, and secondly, Half-Life was pretty good, but 10 years on, I don't really care about its sequel. I'm
And
just saying.
anything else?
I think that pretty much about covers it.
I was hoping you'd say one more thing so I could say TV said 3 things, thus confirming Half-Life 3. But whatever.
I'm gonna ruin it for
He
you.
doesn't
Whatever.
count to 3, man.
It's
He doesn't-
I can't count to 3.
Yeah.
Har har har. PC gaming, Gabe and Master Race.
I like.
See, that's his. I told you.
I
Everyone
like
has their
your
own
Valve
voice.
fanboy voice.
Yeah, he's got
It
one.
looks
just-
like you are attempting to be funny.
What are we talking about, guys? What are we
Well,
doing
let's
right
talk
now?
about what we've been playing this week. We'll start with you, JP. I believe you have been playing something today, which is rather new and interesting. Well, maybe
Dark
not so
Souls.
interesting, but
Dark Souls, right? Is that new and interesting?
Yes. Yep.
yeah, Dark Souls, like a brand new game. Everyone's really excited about it.
So I've been playing Battlefield 4. I was up last night when it launched. I played like 10 minutes. I shot a guy. It was Battlefieldy. I thought it was
Wow.
cool. I went to sleep.
Yep.
Then I played about 2 hours or 3 hours this morning. It's a beta, so there's definitely issues with it. But it's a Battlefield game, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. The gunplay seems a lot better. I don't know if they changed like the way bullets work in that game. They still kill people, but the way that they get to the said person to kill people is faster. It's a little bit different. I don't know. Like the physics are different. Like sniping is actually you can
Easier?
snipe. Yeah, the bullets travel faster, and it works when you shoot someone. So I was really excited about that.
Interesting.
The map, I'm kind of So when in Battlefield 3, when it was in beta, they had Operation Metro as the main map, and it was entirely infantry focused. The map that they have for this one is I think it's just Shanghai City or something like that.
It's the
Siege
Siege
of
of Shanghai, I believe is the name
Siege of-
for it.
yeah, there you
It's
go,
the
there
one
you go.
that everyone has seen for a billion years already in the promotional
It's
material. Because, like,
wonderful.
look at this
Yeah.
skyscraper falling over. It's
Exactly.
that one.
It's pretty like vehicle focused. I feel like there's always 6 tanks on the map that just murder you.
Well,
and it
64-player conquest is kind of to be expected, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. There are 32-person maps. I think there's a ton of different servers, and I think there's 4 different game modes. I don't know if those are all within the beta though. I only played.
thought that, they did announce it was only 2. I thought it was they were only putting in Domination and Conquest.
Okay,
I believe.
I've
for
only
the
played
beta.
Conquest. I wasn't playing Domination. That's like the CS. Of Battlefield.
No, that's Diffuse. You're thinking of Diffuse for that one. Domination's more of it's an infantry focused like 32-player or 24-player, which
just
is
play that.
it's just smaller and faster in general.
Yeah. Well, I should
So-
just play that, but it's pretty cool seeing the building fall. That was the first thing that I tried to do. Is I think you blow out the 4 support beams in the front, and it falls down, which is going to be the first thing that happens in every multiplayer map now for the end of time.
Pretty
You know,
shitty
Oh,
building
man.
if all you need to do is knock out 4 support beams and the whole fucking thing comes
It's still
down.
awesome. When it happens, though. It's still awesome.
Well,
first time
it
it
is-
happened, I was at the bottom and I just died randomly. I didn't know
Chinese
what
build quality, man. What can I say?
Sirens go off when you're at the top. You have to parachute off and stuff, so that's pretty
I
cool.
bet they use like lead paint in it and everything.
Maybe so. Maybe so. There's also like a
Did you only
boat.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, there's a boat that's like a boat tank thing on the water that's incredibly
What?
overpowered. It has like 1 billion guns on it, and like 5 people can sit in and just destroy everyone.
Amazing.
Let's-
I got
Sounds
killed
fun.
by Xbox 360 No Scope XXX. That was his literal name. Like
Wow.
6-7 times by this boat. It was real frustrating. What were we gonna ask, TB?
I was going to ask, have you had any performance problems with it? Because I logged in very briefly this morning and it did not work so well.
So last night it crashed after I killed someone when I tried to save the settings. But then I put in the beta drivers that NVIDIA suggests to do, and I'm getting around 20 to 45 FPS. My machine's somewhat dated. It's a 570 with a i7 2600K, so it runs all right. I've got everything maxed out except like 2 or 3 settings. But I mean, for a beta, I guess it's all right. I hope that FPS will be bumped up for the final release, but it wasn't that bumped up when BF3 came out, so I guess we'll just have to see. I'll probably update my machine regardless, but you're running Titan, so how FPS-wise for you, what is it getting?
Well, the problem that I'm having with it is there's a massive variance. Like, there's times where it'll just be running absolutely solid, and then it'll just, like, tank for about 10 seconds for no apparent reason whatsoever. That's what I experienced.
I feel like explosions and smoke, as they tend to do, like, are really bad FPS drops. Whenever I, like, center on that,
I didn't have that I didn't have that problem at all. Like,
What
Are you running AMD or NVIDIA?
two 780s SLI together.
So you're running NVIDIA. Do you have the latest beta drivers? Because half the people that talked to me about the beta drivers said it ruins everything and you need to downgrade, and the other half said, "Oh, it totally fixes everything."
Oh, I
So-
don't have the beta drivers. So I have just the regular drivers, and it worked fine. I've never played a Battlefield game before, so Crendo and I was blown away the entire time. I was like,
I think I just
"Oh,
need to upgrade my
shit!"
drivers and see what happens. Plenty of people are saying that it should work fairly well if you upgrade to the beta drivers, so I'll do that, and then I'll try it again later. I didn't have much of a chance to try it. From what I played of it, it's like, yeah, this is Battlefield.
Yeah,
what I
it's
expected.
pretty much the same game.
Yeah.
With new stuff.
More stuff, yeah.
The way that, like, gun customization, everything's really been tweaked a lot. It's a lot cooler this time. The menus are definitely sleeker looking. There's a lot of gun porn. You can, like, rotate your gun and look at all the cool shit you put on it, so that's
Yeah.
kind of
Did
interesting.
you see anything about battle packs? Because like it says something in
Yeah,
the game
so
about battle packs. I
what
don't know
is
what that
that?
is. I don't know.
The thing popped up and I immediately like, yep, fuck that, close that. I want to shoot someone. I don't care.
Yeah,
to read
I
the
don't know
tutorials.
what battle packs are. In fact, I'm going through the FAQ right now. Gear up with battle packs. Battle packs contain a combination of new weapon accessories, dog tags, knives, XP boosts, and character customization.
And they're
For
just
how
out in
much?
the map?
No idea. Doesn't
Maybe-
say anywhere how much they
Someone
are.
was asking about the microtransaction stuff, so maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm
it
just
sounds
making
like
shit
it.
up at this
Is it
point.
it sounds like Mass Effect 3 style booster packs, doesn't it, for the multiplayer?
Yeah, we were dicking around in there looking at all the different things you can add to your dog tag and stuff. And literally everything has, you need to either kill this many guys or get this many points or do this many things. But then there's some things that have nothing, but you have no access to them. So I assume maybe that's stuff you have to buy.
Or yeah, maybe that.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with stuff like
unless
knife
it's
skins and dog tags. That's kind of fine. I'm not saying, but weapon accessories is what worries me. Like,
Yeah.
what do they mean by accessories? Do they mean camo, or do they mean actual fucking add-ons? Because if they mean that, then that's terrible.
I'm not sure. We'll have to. Maybe I'll read the tutorial or the tooltip next time it pops up.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sound to me like Mass Effect 3 battle packs, Mass Effect 3 booster packs, though. But the thing about Mass Effect 3 was like, well, I'm not so keen with this business model, but it's okay because it's just a PvE game, right? It's a co-op game. There's no competitive nature in that at all. Throwing this kind of stuff into a competitive game, that's where things get murky. And I'll be damned if I'll trust EA with it. Fuck that. They cannot be trusted when it comes to this stuff.
Speaking of EA, I was surprised that Origin let me play the game.
You know what? Fuck.
No, I'm right with you.
I've had no problems with Origin the past month. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I was like, oh god, I'm gonna click this button. Please
Is it gonna work?
And I clicked it, and it loaded. I was like, what? Click.
Yeah.
It loaded. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they got it right. They actually made the game work.
No, you say that now. They've yet to have an update since the game went live. So, as Dodger will attest, we
Origin.
tried to play Dead Space last night, and her friends list wouldn't load. She was online, but since her friend list wouldn't load, we couldn't play together. Her friends list just wouldn't load. How does a friend list not? And every single
Pretty good.
thing that EA said, if you went to their website, there are hundreds of people with the same problem posting, and EA's like, have you tried uninstalling and reinstalling Origin? That's their answer to everything.
Yeah.
That's you have a shitty system, EA.
This
Well, I
one
mean,
time,
it is totally and completely unacceptable, isn't it? Because Origin is required to run those games. It's not like it's a fucking optional storefront.
right?
you know?
It's terrible. I forgot what game it was, but I was streaming some game that required Origin. Maybe it was the new Need for Speed Most Wanted or something. And I think I had like 2,000 or 3,000 people watching, and I just started ripping into Origin because the game to this day still doesn't load. It's still fatal errors the second I load it.
What?
And I was tweeting about it and everything, and some I forgot who he was. Some representative of Origin was watching as I just constantly berated the program for being a complete piece of shit. And he's like, have you tried uninstalling it? I was like, all right, look, I'm going to install it live on stream. You can watch me do it and then watch how it doesn't work at all. So I did that, and he's like, you should try emailing me. I was like, no, you should email me. You can find my email at this, whatever. I never got an email. But
I
it's
the exact.
ridiculous, man.
I went to Twitter with my anger last time this happened because every time we try to play, something different happens.
Yeah.
Like another mysterious problem appears.
Yeah.
So I went on Twitter and furiously spam them. Like, you guys are this is so stupid. So some guy from the EA Tech Support's like, let me help you. And I'm like, okay. So I'm doing it with him on Twitter. Like, okay, what do I need to do? I do it, solves the problem for a day. The next day they do an update, breaks it again. And I'm like, this is so stupid. You guys are idiots. I can't even. Another great example is the other day I was talking with Dodge about this. How I got really bored. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm bored enough. I'll play SimCity. So I click on SimCity. I posted the picture on right. I posted a picture on my Facebook just 'cause I thought it was hilarious. I got an error and it says, "We're sorry, an error has occurred. Invalid license." So a game I paid for, I can no longer
That
play.
you can only run through Origin.
Has an invalid.
How is that even possible?
I went to go look it up, and they were like, "There's a problem with the cache in Origin. You need to just delete it all and delete Origin and reinstall everything." I was like, "Why is that your answer for everything? God damn it! You were the worst company ever."
You guys remember when they
Yeah.
gave the free Steam game away for SimCity? Because it was so bad. So I already purchased Dead Space, the limited edition, and I was going to try to get the original Dead Space to give it away. So I clicked that. Now I have both editions on my Origin. I have the limited edition and the regular edition, both able to play. They're both installed. It's like, what the
Great.
fuck is that?
That's useful.
How does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think the worst part last night was when we were ranting about it on Twitter. A lot of people were like, you can't really get upset with Origin because of Battlefield. You know, there are a lot of issues
give a
going on
shit.
right now. And I was like, This is not like a one-time issue. This is an every time I try to use this program issue. I'm so angry.
It's like the same people defending Steam when there's a Steam sale. It's like, oh, well, you can't complain that none of your games are running because they're having a sale right now. I don't care. You are the one that decided to attach a store to the client that you require me to run in order to run your games. That is your fucking problem, and I will call you out every time you screw it up because it was a dumb idea to begin with.
Yep.
And I can't say Steam is blameless and stuff because sometimes Steam just doesn't
No,
work.
they're
And it's
not.
like, come on. But the problem is Steam, that's an every once in a while kind of thing. With Origin, literally every time it's broken and it takes 45 minutes to fix it, and then we're like, okay, now we can play. But it's 45 minutes! Like, that is insane.
Yeah, I used to think that the complaints about Origin were kind of overblown because I was very lucky that I didn't really have them, and I actually was at the time having a lot of Steam issues. But lately, it's been a case of, this is not improving. I know it took Steam a long time to get things fixed up. I know that. And I also understand that it takes a while to make something this complicated actually work on a regular basis, but until that time, you should probably stop requiring it then. You know, the only reason you require it is because you want people tied in. You want a captive audience to your store.
Yeah.
It bothers me so much.
Oh, it's the
Infuriating.
worst.
Yeah.
But it works for Battlefield 4.
Oh, yeah,
the
no,
moment.
it worked great last night. I turned on Battlefield 4, it worked flawlessly.
Well, to
I
be
went
fair-
to the website, I went everywhere, it worked great.
Also, the battle log has been like updated or upgraded, I guess is the best thing. It's fucking awesome now. There's like global leaderboards for everything. It'll rank you against all of your friends from like accuracy to kill death to win-loss ratio, time played. Like you could sort it by overview, general, kits and teams, weapons, vehicles, like everything. And there's a world global ladder that's I think it's awesome. That's really cool to see that type of stuff.
It's funny because I used to hate Battlelog. I hated the idea of taking the server browser out, but then it took a bit of time to realize the Battlefield server browsers were always shit.
They were always terrible.
I don't mind Battlelog now, and as you've said, it is a lot better. And it is not inconvenient to just click on it, and because you get into a server so quickly, it's not really inconvenient to use. So I will happily say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about Battlelog. It's actually pretty good.
The only thing I ever had issues with it was like getting into a squad with friends. Jesse, you said you were playing with someone last night. Did you just
I
click
played with
join and
Frendor.
it worked?
Well, I mean, we purposely found a server. We were like, let's join Dallas 19. So we got on Dallas 19, and then when he got on, I was like, what are you on? I guess it put us both on China. Go China. And I found his company, and I just joined his company. So, I mean, it wasn't that difficult. It was standard, like, FPS.
So you weren't in a squad with him before you joined the game, or were you?
I was not, no.
Because you can like join squads in Battlelog and then join a game.
Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Like
You
I
can do
said,
it
this
on
is the first
Battlefield
time
3
I
as
played.
well.
That's how it used to work
I've never
in
played
Battlefield 3.
before, so
And it was
this
shit
isn't-
when we did it. So I don't know if it's any better. That's why I was asking. So yeah,
no.
it's pretty fun. I'll definitely be playing a lot of it. I'll get real tired of that map and never want to play it again, just like what happened with Metro.
Oh, well, Metro wasn't very good to begin with. That's the main problem.
Yeah.
When they
it
brought
got
Caspian
crazy.
Border out, it's like, this is Battlefield. You know, that is Battlefield. Metro kind of wasn't. Although over time, I think I actually got sick of the Battlefield experience in general. I was looking for a little bit more infantry-focused stuff. I just don't feel that Battlefield does it all out well. But I don't know. We'll see. I used to be all about conquest all the time, but I have a feeling that I will look into these smaller modes. And
If they put CTF in there like they did towards the end of Battlefield 3, then I will 100% always play CTF because that's the best multiplayer mode in general in FPSs. I think nothing can beat that. So we'll see how that goes.
we'll see. It'll be
What does
kinda,
CTF mean?
Capture the flag.
Got it.
There you go. Oh, the last thing I guess I'll say this. I want to say this at the start. Like, it seems like towards the end, I bought Battlefield 3 Premium, which gave you access to all the DLCs as they released over time. And towards the end of towards the end of the DLCs, they started to really think about like verticality of levels. And with Battlefield 4, it seems like they are just focusing on that 100% because if you do not look up in this game, you will die because a sniper is going to be sitting on top of a skyscraper just picking people off. And I love that. I love that you actually have to do that now.
That sounds infuriating. How do you find the sniper to kill him, though? Because, I mean, in Battlefield 3, you just had the shiny little scopes going on. It was easy enough to locate snipers.
I mean, there's the commander or whatever he is, the guy who has the overview of the map, happening.
not
That's
beta
not
yet,
in
but
beta
yeah.
though.
Oh, well,
He will
I
be,
assume
he
that's
will
a
be.
way. You can
Yeah.
spot guys. I don't want to say that Krendo and I found a great, fun cheat, but if you just keep spamming Q and
yeah.
just
No,
looking
that's
around the
how you
map,
play Battlefield.
guys will
That's how you
pop
play
up, and you're like, oh, that's easy. I see people.
Oh, they
But
didn't fix that? Jesus, that was a problem
No,
in
it's
Battlefield
great.
3 as well.
You can still spam
But
it.
Oh, that's so
the one
stupid.
thing that I learned is early on, because this is the first time I ever played this, is I was running around like being super badass, like run up, shoot a guy, and I'd be blown away. I'm like, what the hell? And I wouldn't know where that came from. You really have to like stick to walls and stick inside buildings
Yeah.
and go underground and sneak around. Like you can't be in the open,
And there are a
because in the
lot-
open's where the tanks are and like all the other vehicles. So they're fighting each other, and you have to sneak your ass around and try to get beyond that. I had a lot of fun. It was like 2.5 hours of just like, ooh, like I had a blast. I was
it's
overwhelmed. I was like,
Battlefield.
Hey, if you've never played a
experiences
Battlefield
are
game.
crazy as shit. They're awesome if you've never played
Yeah.
it. Yeah. The part about you dying, when you die now, the kill cam highlights the thing in orange that killed you, which is super
Yes.
fucking helpful.
Yes.
Because it's not like you just see a field of guys. You see that one guy with wherever he was, and that's really cool to see that.
Okay.
usually they're up in a building, hiding somewhere. You're like, how did that guy get up there? And then I realized there's elevators.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's elevators in the game. Yeah, that's
I
right.
was like, because I was looking for stairs and I couldn't find. And I was like, wait, can you just take an elevator up? And I pressed the button and it's like, bing, and you start going up. And I was like, it'd be really awful if the building collapsed right now. I was like, I'd be a little screwed.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
The maps have a lot of like buttons too. There's one that raises I don't know what like car
Yeah, the little
barriers
coat
or
things.
something.
Yeah.
And like as a tank was driving through it, it stopped on it. So I hit the thing and the tank just exploded. So I was like, well, that's cool. I guess that wouldn't happen.
Oh no, car lifters, my only weakness.
yeah.
It's weird because those car lifter things, I got in some armored personnel carrier and drove through them, and the tanks followed me. So I guess like the tank's weakness are little poles in the ground, but everything else can break through them. I don't know.
Oh, that's hilarious. That shouldn't work at all.
They also nerfed tanks in the sense that you can't just fire constantly. You only have like 4 or 5 shells until it has a long fucking cooldown.
Oh, super
So it's
long
really
stuff.
nice. That's nice.
It's really
I like
awesome
that.
to see that.
Yeah.
But you can still use your minigun, so you can still kill people
The
effectively.
boat, though, that shit is overpowered.
Yeah, it's
that
overpowered
boat
as hell.
is the single best thing in the game. You jump on that boat, and you just drive around the middle of the harbor and just destroy tanks, and then you drive up on land, because F it, you're a boat. You just drive up onto the shore, and you can drive up into the enemy base, and because your boat's there, your squad can spawn on you, so you can spawn all your guys right in their base and be like, F
What?
yourself. It's so great.
It's fun.
It's
Good.
What a great game.
They
Had a
just
blast.
added little things like squads now. If your entire squad stays alive, you start to get bonuses over time.
Yep.
That I don't know what they actually do. I just know they exist. So little stuff like that. It seems like they saw Battlefield 3 and just added on small little things that make it a better experience, and that's Battlefield 4. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. We'll have to see how the rest of the beta goes.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Dodger, what have you been playing this week, aside from weddings and nonsense like that?
Oh gosh, when I was not needed for the wedding, I was sitting on a bunk bed playing Hearthstone.
Oh God.
Because I finally got it. And I was like, look, anytime you need me, I'll be there to help with this wedding jazz. But I have Hearthstone on my laptop now, and I might get distracted. And I did, and it's super fun. I have yet to understand a class as well as Hunter. Hunter is like my favorite class by far.
Doing
But
beast combos and shit?
yeah, it's just, oh gosh, I keep being like, all right, I'm gonna focus on a different class, and I'm gonna like figure it out. And even if I have like a strategy, I just don't feel like I play as well with it, so I always switch back to Hunter. But yeah, absolutely love that game. It's super fun. And I played Volgar the Viking, which is like
Oh, I want to play that game.
the best. Oh my god, you have
Game's
to.
a dick.
No, I love fucking hard games. I just playing Dark Souls for fun last night. I love
It's
games
literally
like that.
it's literally like Rygar meets Dark Souls to me.
That's awesome.
Because it's all about like memorizing where things are going to happen and exactly what you need to do in order to get through the level, especially if you're like me and you want all of the items and you want that special thing by the time you get out. And
It's not Rygar though, is it? I'm pretty sure it was another R game. It's not, because I'm looking at Rygar gameplay and it looks nothing like that. It was It wasn't Rystar either, because that was that fucking Star game.
Rystar.
It's like, yeah, it's totally like Rystar, guys. It's something
not
else.
Rygar. It's
Something
Rystar.
else.
I'm just imagining Rygar, except with sparkles.
It wasn't it Raston? Raston the Barbarian?
I never played that.
You're just making shit up.
I
now.
played a lot of Rygar though.
Huh,
So
okay.
whatever reason, it reminded me of Rygar. But yeah, it's not the sort of game that you rage quit, to me at least. It's like you just every time you do a little bit better, and you're like, I gotta go again. You like play
man,
again,
that
you
sounds
do a
good.
little bit better, and you're like, I gotta do it again. So fun.
Volgar is fun, except that it's there's a lot of frustration in that you start at the beginning. Like I don't like that beginning start thing. It drives me crazy. Like I get it's old school and like you just have to appreciate it. But there's some points where you have worked a good 15 minutes to get to the end of that level, and then you die, and it's like have fun at the beginning. That's rage quit worthy. That's rage quit worthy. I can't handle that stuff.
Do you go all the way back to the beginning of the level, or
All
a
the way
checkpoint?
back to the beginning of the
The
level.
level.
Yeah, some people have said there are checkpoints in the game. It's actually a lie because, like, basically
There
each
are not.
world, I believe, has 2
There's
levels.
a checkpoint at each level.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I'm
That's-
actually I'm okay with it again because I'm not satisfied with my playthrough of that level unless I've gotten every single item and haven't lost it. So like if I had started over at like a checkpoint in the middle of the level and it was like, oh, you have no items, I would have been so upset. Like, just start me over, I don't care.
Did you beat the first level?
Yeah.
How long like are the levels once you actually understand them? Are they
Well,
short?
the first level is like less than 5 minutes. It's not that long.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. They get
second level,
progressively
though,
harder.
Yeah, the second level jumps like maybe because there's a boss at the end, so 15 maybe.
Oh, okay.
But the boss springs on you real. Like you will die the first time you get to that boss.
Well, yeah.
Like you
of
jump up
course.
there and you're like,
as you should.
I wonder what this is, and the boss is like smash, and you're like dead. Great.
Yeah. It's great though. I really like that. When we did the podcast with Josh Mattingly, I downloaded it while we were talking about it because Josh and Jesse had both played it and they were discussing it, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna buy this game while we're podcasting, and it's
They
fun.
discussed it. I was disgusted by it.
Oh, there's
Evil,
hidden items. I just
evil
saw in the
fucking
video.
game.
You're
Yeah,
showing.
there's a hidden item down there. This is my playthrough with the devs when I was at PAX. Playing it on a show floor, noisy show floor, while standing up, that's not easy.
Oh, I'm sure those comments are great. I need to go read
Oh,
those.
they're just wonderful. Just wonderful.
This guy has no idea what he's doing. How does he do this for a living? What are you doing, TV?
Yeah, I think that the biggest misunderstanding that a lot of people have is that skill in games actually makes you any money whatsoever. It's generally fairly useless.
I was talking to you about that. The Dark
Yeah.
Souls 2 video, like, people are already like, this guy's so bad at this game.
Oh,
How
yeah,
could
the
you be
Dark
so
Souls 2
bad?"
beta footage, that was
And it's like-
fucking funny.
Guys, the game's not even out yet. He's played it for 5 minutes. Of course he's going to be bad, you idiots. Like, holy crap.
It doesn't matter anyway, because you're going to watch it. I mean, that if anything proves it. Skill is so... Unless you are a pro gamer for a very specific team, your skill is the most useless talent you could possibly have. It is completely worthless.
No, but to be honest, that guy was pretty bad, so.
You are part of the problem, you sellout son of a bitch.
JP?
Where in the script does it say that you have to be a total bitch, JP?
No, that was a scripted joke.
Wow.
That's why it was funny,
Just
man.
saying.
His writers in the background are like, oh, we need to come back. We need to come back for that bitch remark. Hold
No,
on.
no,
Hold on.
no,
This
no,
paper's
no.
gonna
He
be
doesn't have
thrown at
enough
you.
Jews.
I don't, yeah.
Oh, come on,
I
everyone
didn't
makes
have
that
enough
joke. Do me a
that
favor.
was
I'm just
good
trying to
joke.
fit in with Americans.
Oh,
It would
man.
have gone well out here. That would have been a hit out here. Like,
Yeah, that would've gone well,
"Hey, he
mate."
knows. He knows.
Yep.
Oh, God.
So, anything else you've been playing, Dodger?
Nothing else new. Nothing else is like new for me. So
Fair enough.
standard.
Jesse, anything else other than Battlefield that you've been playing?
Yeah, 2 games I've been playing this week. First off, I think Dodger and JP would love this. I know you don't, TV, but I have been
Probably
playing Electronic Superjoy like
Yeah. I need to
Holy
play that
fucking
game more. That
game.
game was so fun.
Honestly, it's super. I played it for Fan Friday and I beat Space Pope, which is like the first boss. But I got to him in 17 minutes. I beat the first 10 levels in 17 minutes. So I was like, I got this game. I don't care that it's hard. I got this. I get to Space Pope. Takes me I don't even know how, like maybe 10 to beat one level, and he just kept killing me. And I was losing, like I got so mad, I'm yelling like things like, fuck you, Pope! Like things you shouldn't be yelling. And so it's so hard, but the problem is the music is so damn good you don't mind that it's hard. And so I'm just sitting there like the entire time. And then I found the Infinite Love mode, which has the single best song in the entire game. And it's just, you keep going. And if you die, it starts a new level. I'm like, oh, this game's fantastic. This game
just a super platformer? I've never seen this.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, it's really fun.
The gimmick, though, is that it's super techno-electronic, just like amazing. The music...
It doesn't actually have any unique mechanics whatsoever from what I've seen.
It's just
not
jump.
really.
Jump, jump.
But it's hands down the music.
Hold on, you said electro. This is dubstep.
Oh no! Trust me. There's so much.
I feel
music
betrayed, Jesse. I open it, it's just dubstep, and I'm like,
which song?
Winning this podcast.
There are three CDs worth of music. All of it's fantastic, and it's all over the place. There's a song called V that's in my heart right now. That song's fantastic. Like I downloaded the soundtrack because the game's that's the reason to play it. It's fantastic. I love it to death. So I'm playing that, and then I'm starting to get close to my summation of Final Fantasy XIV, and
oh god,
one of my biggest arguments about this game that infuriates me is, and I can't stress this enough. It's beautiful to look at. The music's beautiful, but everyone's like, the story's great. The story's fantastic. The story, it's what gets you. You should play it just for the story. I agree the main storyline and the class job storylines are pretty great. Everything else in the game is filler bullshit. It's insane. So, for example, I just became a black mage, and I'm a hero. I've saved the day. I'm doing all sorts of stuff. I go to this town, and I have my main quest line stuff to do, and my job quest line stuff to do. But everything else in that town, all the other quests aren't anything like good or relatable. It's like old school vanilla WoW levels of questing where it's like,
oh yeah,
my friends need 3 baskets of food. Can you go give it to them?
Collect 10 bear asses.
And it's like, what the? I'm a black mage. I am a hero. Why am I delivering shit to your dumbass friends? I don't care. And you have to do it in order to experience. And, like, no thought went into these quests. It's all bullshit filler. Every single quest in the game is bullshit filler. And it drives me crazy that going back to Cataclysm, like, even though the end game Cataclysm stuff was like, meh, the stuff they made from 1 to 60 to get you to level
was
all
fucking
related.
fantastic.
Every story part was great.
Really good.
Every zone had its own plot, and it all folded into other zones, and every quest had a purpose. You weren't like, oh, go farm 10 bear asses. It was like, look, we need these bear asses because then we're going to make something out of it, and then you get to use that, right? Like, it was stuff that made sense. This is like, oh, yeah, so can you, I swear to God, there was a mission where I had to go.
It's so lazy.
Yeah, no, I had to go to this guy's mansion and dust his paintings. F yourself.
What?
That was a mission. That was a mission. That was a mission. It was so insulting to play this thing.
Jesse Coxius, the mighty black magus, has been tasked with the most difficult of problems.
And I was like, guys, you don't understand. I'm a warrior of light. A crystal has chosen me, and someone in chat was like, yeah, but technically a crystal chose a bunch of other people too, so they're all heroes. So it's like, that's even more insulting. So
That's
now
the problem with
all these
MMOs.
heroes. There are all these heroes throughout the realm, but the town guards and the people living in the town still can't handle their own shit while we're killing all the monsters. That is dumb as that's the stupidest thing. Like, it's infuriating. I'm like, I want to love Final Fantasy XIV. I do, but every time I start to play again, I'm just like, oh my god! Like, there's so much lazy work in this that it's some of the quest givers. Like here's a really good example of a quest chain. So the main quest chain, you have to find this an Arimon or whatever they're called, the eyeballs with the wings, right? Mm-hmm. And they're a Final Fantasy staple, but it's one of the minions of the Masked Man. It's a really cool plot point. It's like this evil bad guy who you've been following in the main storyline, and everywhere you go, calamity follows, and you have to sort of fix things for this little bit. And so you go to this one area, and there's people just dead out in the wilderness, and their faces are all clawed up, and a guy's like, oh, I swore it was this winged eyeball. It was awful. Oh, boy. And his friends are like, I don't know. I bet it was a Ziz. And so you're like, I guess I'll go kill some Ziz, or these bird creatures. You kill them, you come back, and the guy's like, no, I'm telling you it was an eyeball. And his friend's like, I don't know. Maybe it was something else. It's like, listen to your fucking friend! Because, spoiler, when you finally go out to see it, it's an eyeball with wings. No shit. You made me do 4 other quests to get to this point. It's unnecessary busy work, and it's so infuriating because the game's beautiful, the graphics are amazing, the music's fantastic, it's fun to play, but everything in it is so meh. You're just like, God, I can't be asked. It's
yeah. So you just hit 30 then, right? Because you just got Black Mage.
I'm thinking I'm like 33, something like that. Yeah. And I've never met anyone who feels like, oh no, this game's perfect. Like Davis from the Warp
missus
Zone
is playing it, but she seems to just be going through the motions.
Yeah, I hit 30 and quit. I just stopped.
Like Davis from the Warp Zone, he did a Dragoon and he got to 50, and then he leveled a White Mage so he could get the pony mount, the unicorn. And I told him, like, I mean, he likes it because it's very, like, gameplay-wise very simplistic and he can play it and stuff, and he thinks it's fun. But I asked him about, like, the story and questing, and even he was like, it's kind of shit. Like, the main overall story gets really, really good. It's fantastic. But to get to that point, you have to do so much other bullshit. It's like...
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. The fates are cool, though. You enjoyed killing that giant crab, didn't you? When you hit 30?
There's some amazing fates. Some of the dungeons are fantastic. There's one...
Dungeons are good, yeah.
The Hauk Manor or whatever it is, the one where you fight the succubus chick. Like, it's really fun. There's a lot of great stuff in the game that makes it good, but it just isn't. It reminds me of playing WoW back in 2005. Like, it has that vibe of, like, this feels like an older game. It has the mechanics that make it feel new, and it looks new, but the overall feeling is like, I feel like we've just surpassed it as an MMO community. And I'm like, I'm waiting for the next big thing, and I'm hoping that either Elder Scrolls or EverQuest push it to the next level, because I honestly am just like,
it's all the same.
You're killing me. It's all the same. And this one, the Fate system is the Rift system. The dungeon system is pretty much, we took WoWs looking for groups. I mean, they took things from other things, and that's all MMOs do now. They just steal stuff from other MMOs, hoping to get, like, the perfect combination of an MMO. Like, create something new, you dummy.
Yeah, it's very expensive to do that at the end of the day. The technology requirements, PlanetSide 2 tried to do it, and they're still struggling with optimization to this very fucking day, and with people that don't understand what the point of the game is. So many people's like, oh, Trails 2 has no point to it. It's like, the point is to fucking have fun. It's like, but what's the objective? The objective is to have fun. Set an objective. Say, all right, I'm going to go take this space, and I'm going to get it together a bunch of people to go and do it. That's your objective. You made that. But a lot of people just don't understand that. That's what happens when you try new things. Sometimes people just don't get it. And the familiar is what people are comfortable with, even though they repeatedly say they don't want it. That's what bothers me about it, I guess.
With that said, though, last week we looked at Final Fantasy 15. That's the first time I've been excited for a Final Fantasy game in a long time. Because it looks so different. It looks so different. I'm like, change. Change is often a good thing.
It looks like playable cutscenes from, like, my childhood.
I want that so badly. I was like, this looks great. This looks fantastic. That's why I'm excited for it, because it's totally different.
That's Square Enix. Fuck them. I hate them. They're assholes.
I mean, seriously.
Square Enix Japan are a bit horrible these days.
And the reason why I get so, like, worked up over Square is not because I hate them as a company. It's because I have they were the first company I was ever, like, a super fanboy of. Like, I love them from back in the day so goddamn much that it insults me that this is the crap they put out now. And it's like, I can't handle watching something I love just die. And it's like, oh, God, why are you so bad? And it's simple things that can fix it. Simple things. And it's just they don't do it. Like, the quest givers in the game give you quests, but reiterate quest points 12 times. Like, they're talking to a 4-year-old. It's like, no, I got it. I got what you wanted me to do. Like, hold on, no, but are you sure? Like, no, I got it. And then you go back to them, they're like, all right, so we're looking for this guy. Like, no, that's why I'm here. I'm aware. I've been doing 15 missions to do this damn thing.
Wait, you're actually reading the quest text in an MMO? Jesse.
He always does that.
It's 2013, Jesse.
He's a lore butt.
I want to know the story. The story is good in Final Fantasy IV. It's really good. But to get to the good parts, it's just like, no.
Some of those quest texts are like 40 paragraphs,
like
man.
Book chapters. Seriously.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
It's unbelievable.
I had to click like 6 times to get a quest, man. That's a lot of clicking.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, man. Then the fact that every piece of... And I don't know how much of it you read, but literally every character in that game talks like, ought not thine worry. We shall take thy time to find the culprit. Art thou? I shall know the truth of the matter. It's like, speak like a fucking human. It's so infuriating.
I don't think you should play that game anymore, Jesse. You're really
It
upset.
sounds like, yeah.
You're really
this
upset.
game is actually ruining your mood.
That's all. Square Enix has just become this company that's like, guys, remember those games we made in like the 90s that were really good? Let's take all of that and include them in new games with other terrible aspects of them, and people will buy it. And yeah, I bought it. So
Yeah, people were like, is that a Magitech armor? Oh shit, I'm buying it.
14's not even the worst. What is it? Lightning Returns, like 13.3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can get a Cloud outfit for her. You can get an Eris outfit for her.
It's like, do you remember when we made good games 10 years ago?
Look at all these.
You can sort of relive that in a weird way.
Yeah, and we made her boobs bigger, guys. So,
I mean that's why I'm getting it. I'm not gonna lie.
13,
That sold me on it.
3 times the boobage. Buy it.
Good lord.
Triple X.
Exactly.
13 triple X. That's what I'm getting it. So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week.
Great. Well, I can tell you for a fact you have not been suffering as much as I.
Oh.
For I
go
played
on.
Day 1 Gary's Incident.
What is that?
Oh,
Go on.
God. Day 1 Gary's Incident is a first-person survival game. It had a failed Kickstarter, and with good reason, because I went and did a little research on it. I thought, because we actually got emailed about this Kickstarter, I believe by the devs. They misspelled everything. It was actually awful. But what I discovered were some rather interesting things. So I went to KickTrack, which is a absolutely fantastic site. Tells you everything you need to know about Kickstarters, and indicate the funding was unsuccessful. But the funding looked very, very strange, so I went to the daily data. On day 1, or actually it was day 2 of the Day 1 Gary's Incident Kickstarter, they raised $26,780. On every other day, they raised about $20. Like, there was this massive spike out of nowhere, and then it was never repeated.
I
And
always
that's-
wonder if that's like the people who have the Kickstarter going, they're like, okay, we need this to look like it's really popular right off the bat. So we're going to take all of our money and just put it into this game
Oh, I have no doubt this
on the
has happened.
Kickstarter.
I have no
And
doubt
it's
it's
so-
happened on successful Kickstarters. That people are,
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's no reason not to. Like, it's very difficult to prove the fraud, and I would be surprised if Kickstarter really cares all that much unless they're pressured very hard on it. So, but anyway, yeah, the Kickstarter was unsuccessful, but unfortunately that didn't stop the game from coming out anyway. And the game is utterly awful in every conceivable aspect. It is just dreadful. You know Revelations 2012. Jesse, of course, knows Revelations 2012.
Go on.
This game actually has the what looks like the arm gun from Revelations 2012, which is really strange because it has no business being in the game. The game is a first-person survival game. You land on this island. You are Gary. It is Gary's Incident, naturally. And then you're about to be sacrificed by some kind of Aztec priest, and you kill him in a QuickTime event, and then escape the thing. And then you're basically left to fend for your own devices. And then you are attacked by monkeys with rocks over and over again, and by crazy Aztec tribesmen, and also random fucking panthers. Like, seriously, I will demonstrate. On screen right now, we have the majestic Gary's Incident. So here with the worst. Oh, there it is. Random panther out of nowhere. QuickTime event. Random panther. It's not even an animation of you being caught by the panther. It's just like the panther sequence immediately starts, and you then fight that panther for no apparent reason whatsoever. And it's okay because you can get panther meat from the panthers. That is apparently what you eat in this game for whatever reason.
I like his licorice arms. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah. The arms are very silly. His fighting technique is hilarious. Like, the animations barely even exist. But that isn't the worst thing. And you need to watch my video of this because it's so ridiculous. The worst thing happens towards the end. Let's see if I can find this for you. Okay, I think this is it. So I'm stealthing up on this tribesman right here.
Oh,
it's like,
God.
Sneaky, sneaky, stealthy, stealthy. Yeah.
I'm stealthing up on this tribesman.
Yes.
Go on.
Here's
Great
the
Hunter.
tribesman. Yes. Stealthing up on the tribesman. Still stealthing up on the tribesman. And he is in range. Let's hit him a few times in the back. Ha, ha, ha. And then he wanders off.
What?
He just
He
walks
doesn't...
away.
at all notice that he's just been hit in the back 3 times with a machete.
You were just really stealthy, TB. Like, I mean,
I am
duh.
the stealthiest of stealthy. I am stealthier than the guys in Skyrim, and now he kills you instantly for no apparent reason. I'm stealthier than the guys in Skyrim that get shot in the head with an arrow, and then 20 seconds later it's like, guess it was nothing.
Why did you play this game in the front? I looked at the Steam thing for 5 seconds. I'm like, well, that's a terrible fucking game, X.
It's my job.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well,
Without
that's a
too many
terrible fucking
mangoes.
Was the fishing good? I saw there.
I couldn't even find a body of water. Like, I got
Maybe the
killed by
fishing's really
panthers
good then,
and
man.
monkeys with rocks before that even was a thing, so... I don't even know.
Beautiful.
100% fishing game. You never know.
This game is in every way dreadful.
Do we know who made this game?
It's a company that hasn't really made much else. It's called like Wild Games Studio or
Wild
something
Game
like that.
Studios, yeah.
I'm
Wild
really curious
Games
if
Studio.
some of the guys from Revelations 2012 are on that team.
I wonder.
I want that
Oh,
so badly.
here's the other example, by the way. So, because I'm in stealth, even though that guy spotted me, he can't see me. Because I crouched. So he's going to sit there doing idle animations for the longest time. Even though I'm right in front of his face.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
I don't know what it is this year. With this and Ride to Hell Retribution, this has been a pretty bad year. All things considered.
It's been a terrible year, guys.
Yeah.
It's been like the best year in video games in a long ass time. What are you talking about, TB?
But JP, you haven't
Grand
seen the
Theft
might of
Auto,
Spaz
Bioshock
Monkey yet.
Infinite, Last of Us.
Spaz Monkey is coming. Behold the might of Spaz Monkey. He will run around in circles, backwards and forwards, for no apparent reason at all.
We have a winner.
As the
We
tribesman
have a
inspects his
winner.
weapon, backwards and forwards goes Spaz Monkey. You don't understand. You just don't understand.
I don't. But you didn't fish, so you didn't get the full experience.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't. I've clearly given this game a very unfair preview because I didn't get to the fishing component of it.
I agree.
So yeah, I had to play that. I also played Rise of Venice, and I still don't know what to fucking think about it because that game runs at such a glacial pace. Like, actually progressing to get access to anything worthwhile seems to take forever. I think I've played about 6 hours of it so far, and I still don't know what to think of it. It's a trading game by some of the ex-devs of some of the good ones, like Port Royale, but they also developed Port Royale 3, which was bad, and Patrician 4, which was bad. So it's not really the best pedigree ever. And it's just a game about trading goods for the most part, and owning a wealthy Venetian family, and the intrigue involved in that.
Right?
Sounds great.
It sounds kind of fun, but it's... Right now, I'm just kind of on it, because it's really put goods in boat, take to other place, sell goods, and keep doing this over and over and over again. Apparently there's combat in the game. 6 hours in, I haven't fought a single thing. Like,
You're
not
just too
one.
good of a
Sounds
trader, TB.
riveting.
Yeah, not one. I haven't
Your
seen a
deals are
single
too
pirate.
good.
I've had no opportunity to fight anybody. I don't know what is... I don't know. It takes so long to get to anything worthwhile in that. And a lot of the game's very simplistic as well. Like, it gives you the ability to build stuff, like, once you have a license to do it, to build production buildings. So I, like, bought, like, 5 lemon farms and 4 oil manufactories in Venice. And it doesn't seem like they need any raw materials. So they just make money for you. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, that was not the economic simulation I was hoping for. It also lies to you half the time. It's like, oh god, there's a fire in Venice. They're really going to need wood and bricks. And you get there with your wooden bricks, and it's like, no, we got loads of that. We're fine. Like, what? Really? And there's these indicators above every city as well that indicates, oh, there's a dire need for this resource. And you go there, it's like, nope. And you think, oh, well, maybe someone got there before me. No, didn't see a single ship dock. Not one. They just lied to me.
Weird.
Is this all just done through like clicks and on-screen? Like, what does the game actually look like?
It's
just
a
map that's text?
top-down strategy for the most part, real time. So you see every boat on the map is rendered, so you see where every boat is going.
Okay.
So I mean, you could even attack them if you want, but like I was keeping an eye on
That's how
that
you
place.
fight someone. What?
Why would I do that?
Well, you can attack.
I'm a
them, but 6
Venetian
hours in,
trader.
I've
I'm not
never
going to
seen a
attack
fight,
random
guy.
traders in the middle of the sea. That's a very stupid idea. The Venetians will hate me.
Yeah. You gotta go for it.
Man.
Yeah.
You make it the money.
Yeah, and it's like the campaign's got some random missions and things like that. It's like, oh, here's an arbitrary block in what you're doing. It's like, go make a church in Ragusa. And it's like, okay, I want to make a church in Ragusa. Oh, you've got to buy a license for that first, and then you've got to upgrade your reputation with it to allow you to build the church in the first place. It's like,
Okay.
it's
Sounds worth your time.
home of the ragu pasta sauce.
It just takes too long to do anything worthwhile, and I'm not sure if I enjoy it. Like, I like making money and trading stuff, but it is incredibly repetitive, and there's no depth to it whatsoever. So I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to play a bit more to figure out if it's even worthwhile later on. But yeah, so I played that. That was less than ideal. And then I played some more Hearthstone, and I played my 19 Legendaries deck, and I played it against Krendor, and it worked spectacularly badly. It was
You should stream snipe Crip with the 20 legendary decks. See how that goes.
He only plays Arena. That would be difficult to do. Plus, Crip's fanboys are pretty toxic, so...
No, I mean, that'd be great. It'd be the best
I,
troll.
I can't be arsed with the Twitter rage. I've had enough of that today.
Okay.
I convinced Krendor to play me on a live stream, and because he was doing a live stream, I was like, hey, let's play. So I played him, and he decimated me. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm switching. I randomized the deck, beat him 2 in a row with a random deck. And I was like, why, this could work definitely in a video. So I was like, hey, guys, we're going to have fun. I'm going to randomize the deck. Randomized and got my ass hit. I was like, apparently Diamond League, that does not go well. Just got decimated by a guy who did a Warlock Murloc deck, which was all, I was like, what? And he was just like, he was like, have some fucking Murlocs, and just destroyed me. Meanwhile, I'm like, all I need is one good AoE spell, and I win. Like,
and you don't get it.
And then I went afterwards and I looked at my thing. It didn't even put an AoE spell in.
No, of course it didn't. You randomized the deck,
it.
dumbass.
Oh,
I
God.
was like, you were the worst.
I got Murloc by him pretty bad. My legendary deck doesn't really have any AoE until you pull out, like, Baron Geddon or whatever, so you've got to survive the initial Murloc rush, and that's pretty difficult to do. So it is a tricky deck to fight, certainly, because this is like half legendaries, half Murlocs for early game. So it's a nightmare. It is nothing but a nightmare. It was fun though. I still have fun with Hearthstone, and that's cool because I've been playing it for like over a month or whatever, and I still like it. So it's like, wow.
It took me 2 days, and the rage that builds inside me with that game is too much. I
get over it quite
play it.
nicely. So,
I mean, I can play through I can play Dark
for a
Souls
deck.
and be awesome, like just be in the best of moods. I play 2 games of Hearthstone. I want to fucking choke someone. Like, I get really upset.
That's man.
That's
I don't
probably
think
on
I've
Dota.
like legitimately raged out at that game at all.
I think it's because I was just
Somehow.
playing so fast and so poorly, and I was waiting for like the card. Like I was hoping that I would draw the card. Then of course it never comes, and I just like flip tables because I think it's a random guy. And
yeah.
I don't know. I can't play it anymore.
Aw, that game's
I wish I
fun.
could.
I love
I
it.
get too upset.
Absolutely love it. I'm looking forward to the balance changes. Apparently that's not happening today. There's a big maintenance today, and they're not patching it today, so I'm told.
Just resetting everyone. Boo.
Yeah, but they're also nerfing rogues, so that's fine. And apparently they're giving...
Thank
Yeah,
God.
they said they're giving, I think, warriors and priests more tools to play with, which means maybe new cards, or maybe they just buff the existing ones. I've been playing warrior lately, and I am having
played
so
Warrior
much
a
fun
lot.
with it.
That was my main thing when I played. I enjoyed it a lot. It was
Warrior's
awesome.
good, man.
Yeah, you just stack armor. It's great.
Yeah, I got a combination, which was I put out 2 armor smiths, yeah, and then I put out a frothing berserker and something else, and then I whirlwinded the entire thing on the board, and I got like 25 armor out of it.
Jeez.
And my frothing
man.
berserker was like 17-4, and then I just went charge, bang, dead. It was just so good. Warrior's got some really cool, fun stuff. Like I
They
don't
just don't have enough. I always felt like they were the weakest, or he was the weakest hero.
Warrior pirate deck. That's my new
Warrior
that's my new
Pirate's
baby.
great. Oh
Chris
man,
played
much
that a lot
fun.
when I
I
watched him.
haven't tried playing with pirates at all yet.
Pirates relate like they do better the more weapons you have.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
they
So-
seem like they entirely like buff and help weapons.
So if you're
Pretty
a
much.
warrior, you have tons of weapons. You just keep throwing them down, and your pirates are just like, "Arr!" I'm like, oh,
it's good for rogues too. It's actually really good for rogues because you can get these. I believe it's Bloodsail Raiders are 2/3, but they gain the amount of attack that your weapon currently has when you play them. So if you have even just like a basic knife, that's a 3/3 on turn 2, which is really great.
Yeah.
And then you've got other options like you bring out your Arcanite Reaper as a warrior, and that guy's a 7/3 now instead of a 2/3. Or Gorehowl, which is great. That's a 9/3 for 2 mana. It's so silly.
It's fun. It was good.
The problem is that I actually guess it isn't a problem, but I like that every single class has a good counter to things like that. So like if you pull out a 9/3, there are some classes that have cards that are literally like, I kill everyone with a damage over 3. Like there's a lot of really good things that all exist.
That's, I'd big game hunter that card, but that's about it. I'm pretty sure there isn't anything that does that.
I guarantee there's a mage card that does something like that too. I can't remember what it's called though. I'd have to look it up. Also, a big FU to secret cards. I hate you, secret cards.
Oh, I hate
cards are
secret
worse.
cards.
You should know what they are though, because there's only so many that each class has.
That's why I used to play a 16 secret mage deck. That was the best.
No, you're the worst.
I'm horrible.
Worst
You can't
person.
win with it. You can't win with it, but it takes them 30 minutes to kill you. It's great.
I think that was my problem with the game. Is like the first 2 days when it came out is when I played it, and every card that was played, I was just like, that card's fucking ridiculous. He just did blah 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 blah. Then like the next card is like, that's even better. This is way too overpowered.
You were probably playing against guys who bought decks. Like,
Well, no,
straight
no.
off the bat.
I had the same cards that
No,
were just. What I'm saying is like every card is just ridiculous in that game. It felt like.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
the best
could,
thing
like-
about it. Everything's OP. It's awesome.
Yeah. See, to me, I'm like, that's the
Yeah.
worst thing about it.
But I'm going to say
but
it
if
time and again.
everything's OP, then kind of nothing's OP, right?
Buying a deck is not going to make you good at the game. Like, if you look at Trump's deck lists from when he won the tournament and things like that, you look at that, it's like, oh, well, most of these are kind of common cards, because honestly, the common cards are your bread and butter. If you play a deck that's nothing but rares and epics and shit, it's going to be far too specific.
you know,
And
You're
things
not
get...
gonna have a good base.
Yeah, the thing is, the rarer a card gets, the more weird the effect gets. So once you get to Legendary, the effects are so fucking unique and strange that they're only very situational. Like, say, Harrison Jones. It's a great example. Harrison Jones it's a 5-4 for 5, which is not... That's not good. Yeah, that's... 5-4 for 5 is a bad ratio. But what his battle cry is, destroy your opponent's weapon and draw that many cards. So unless your opponent actually uses a weapon, the card is utterly useless. Yeah?
Yeah.
And a similar situation, like Nat Pagel sounds great. He's 2 cost, 0-4, 50% chance at the end of your turn you draw a card. You might never. It's, it's so RNG. Lorewalker Cho, another example, very, very silly card. And the weirder things get, the stranger it gets as well. If you look at something like Defender of Argus, which is a 3-3 for 4, that's a rare. It gives the cards on either side of it +1/+1 and taunt, which sounds amazing until you realize, but what if I don't want to give it taunt? And I don't have any other cards on the board. And that's it's a 4 cost for 3-3. Unless you have 2 minions that you really want to have taunt, that's a bad play. And it keeps going on like that. The bread and butter of that game are the common cards. And then you splash in some rare and epic when you feel like you need them.
The thing that came off as strange to me, and I guess this is a misconception I had about the game before playing it, is I was convinced that characters like Jiraxis and stuff, there'd be more of that. Where, like, there'd be more named characters who would do bigger things.
Crazy weird shit.
Yeah, like when I saw that, like when they showed that as their demo piece at PAX East, I was like, oh shit, crazy stuff's gonna happen in this game. Really, it's just a card game, and Jiraxis is like a very rare occasion.
Yeah.
I would kind of love more like
wackiness.
Like, for example, you play as Garrosh Hellscream, but his dad's one of the cards. Like, it'd be great if his dad took over the spot. Like, bitch, please, I got this. Like, that would be...
His dad just killed him, and you became the other guy? That would be pretty cool.
Or something different. Like, there are very few cards that actually do wacky, crazy things that change the way you play the game. Like, Jiraxis is totally unique.
I played
and when
Jiraxis
that card's,
every hand. It was awesome. I love it.
when he's summoned, it's like, oh shit, game changer, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Lorewalker
more
Cho
cards
does.
like that.
Lorewalker Cho changes everything. I'd say...
Is that you draw one card or put one card
every
back in hand
every time someone plays a spell, the other guy gets that spell. So that's
pretty cool.
That's a hilarious card. I play that one. And there's... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just chuckling.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't saying a thing.
Just
Go
checking.
on.
But yeah, stuff like that. And I think you're probably right, though. It would be nice to see more game changes. I like playing solid decks, but I also like it when the situation gets weird. Like versus Krendor, where I had 2 Ysseras and then blew myself up. That's what is really fun in that game, being able to do that kind of shit. Or, like, I summon 3 times Baron Geddon, and the Baron Geddons kill all the other Baron Geddons. That's the fun shit.
Yeah, like I like those cards that do crazy stuff at the end. Like, I like how Anixia just fills your boards with little black
whelps.
drakes.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
Yep. It's fun. I still think Jiraxis
You
is
just
the
hate
best
it.
card. I'll never go back. I was the guy that's like, all right,
I'll
I've
never
got
go back.
5
Yeah,
HP.
you will. Yeah, you will.
Well,
Come
no,
on,
I'll go back
come
when it launches because I've already
Yeah.
put like $60 in the game. So
on. You'll definitely go back then.
yeah. But like, I was the guy that was like, I've got 5 HP. I need to draw Jiraxis. I can't do anything this round. And then he'd kill me. I'd be like, fucking goddamn! Why did I draw this card?
Well,
This
I mean,
is so
it's the same. It's the same thing in Magic. Like, when you play Magic, sometimes you
decking.
just get screwed because you pull
Yeah.
out all. You're like, oh
All the
yeah, no,
wrong
I have all
cards,
these
yeah.
mana. I've just.
You
It's
get screwed
what
less in
happens.
Hearthstone though, because there are no land cards. Alright,
Yeah.
maybe there's not enough card search. I mean, like, what Warlocks have got it for summon. Like, if you want your
demons,
Jiraxis card,
yeah.
that's what Sense Demons is for. You can almost guarantee that you can get. That's basically like having 3 Lord Jiraxis in your deck, because you can guarantee one of those cards is probably going to pull Jiraxis. And then, you've got a bit of card draw here and then you've got tracking for hunters. But maybe there isn't enough card search. But that's also the same reason why it's only a 30-card deck. Yeah? You're not supposed to really have to worry about pulling a certain card. If your deck's very reliant on that, you probably haven't made a great deck, honestly.
No, I was terrible at the game. I just
Yeah.
enjoyed playing Jiraxis because the other guy got real pissed off. It was awesome.
The problem
And just
is
going to
card-
emote and spamming mistake.
Yeah,
over and over
exactly.
again.
Yeah, I was spamming emotes all day in that game. It's great.
You face Jiraxis. It's
Yeah.
just great. All right, well, it's probably a good time to go for a break, actually. When we come back, we'll look at news. We probably won't talk about Half-Life 3, because, well, what
It's
can I say?
confirmed.
Day one Gary's incident is just the superior game. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching the Co-optional Podcast, Sellout Edition. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Loud Air Conditioning Podcast. We sold out central air on this show.
Better.
Better, thank you. Excellent.
You're welcome.
Will your
I forgot
sponsors be
about that.
okay with that? Are you sure?
I'm sure they will be.
You promised not to ruin this show.
She's sponsored by GE air conditioners now, so they'll be thrilled.
Well, the
Guys.
problem is she got involved in another podcast, and now she doesn't care about this one anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that one bit. I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
It's so horrible.
No, huh?
The fuck is going on?
I'm confused now too. Should I go?
No, you can't go. I got an email from my mom last week. She's like, the podcast is good, but it needs Dodger.
Oh, Mom,
And I said to her,
so
I said-
sweet.
Said to her, "You're full of shit, Mom." That's what I said.
But I need you to know that after you put up your Q&A with your parents, because I was in Oregon with my parents, I got millions of messages being like, "Are you gonna do a Q&A with your parents like Jesse did with his? Because you totally should." And I was like,
You should. You should.
That completes
The world-
the circle.
The world needs to know. The world needs to know.
Things I'm pretty sure I will never do include that.
By the way, everyone's done their troll voice now on the show.
Has everybody done the troll voice? What was your troll voice? I don't remember you doing yours.
Oh, I remember that one. It was good.
It was
Was it
pretty
good?
good? You'll have to watch when the VOD goes up.
Yeah,
Damn,
What's the
I'm not subscribed, so I'm gonna have to wait 2 days for that. That sucks.
wow. But if people did subscribe, they could watch it right now, right?
Yeah, totally. They could. And like the first hour would be ruined by Twitch lag, but it's okay.
Yay,
I think we've
lag.
resolved it.
You gotta get them to put transcoding on your VODs like I did. It only took like a week after every one of
it
my
won't help.
viewers. It's like-
Apparently, the connection's been to the ingest server on New York. I've changed out to Ashburn, Virginia, and now it seems to be working a bit better. But don't worry, guys. I've done what needed to be done. I've improved the podcast. Dodger is now banned from the show, as you can see. Now
Wait.
completely and
Wait.
totally banned from this show.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
"Oh, there it is, beautiful." Yes. Okay,
You broke
good.
too many promises, Dodger.
I know, I
You've
understand.
ruined everything.
So I'm banned, but I get to stay, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, and I'm just going to randomly mute you in the middle of good points.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
That will make you look like a less eloquent person, and then your
Okay.
reputation will be ruined.
My
Ruined!
reputation will be
Ruined!
tarnished.
I've always wanted to get a GIF of someone that's on a show that I do, and then make a soundboard of typical responses, and then just see how far I can go in the show until people realize that it's not them. But I've never done it before. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it sounds like an awful lot of work. You probably shouldn't
It's a
bother with
lot
that.
of work, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've done the GIF part. People just find that funny, but
Yep. Stream's running fine, by the way, on this end. We're getting 0 drops, so any issues you're currently having are on Twitch's end, so you can blame them now. Woo!
Twitch's fault or it's your fault. Yeah.
Activate the ban signal.
Ban signal activated.
There we go. I need to add a klaxon to this. I feel a lot of things would be better with a
What is
klaxon.
that?
Klaxion Warbird.
It's not a klaxon. No,
Klaxon?
that was in
A
the
kind
old
of loud
universe.
horn formerly used on motor vehicles.
Indeed,
Oh, is that the wop wop? That one?
it's a klaxon.
Could be
That's
probably
also-
a form.
Wah, wah.
That's also a childish boob squeeze.
I was gonna say
it?
this is also a
Oh,
good.
it's that horn that's like
Option.
the like the
Yeah,
wop, wop,
klaxon.
wop. Yeah,
Totally. You know what a klaxon is.
I do.
You're just making it
I'm,
up.
I'm from the 1910s. I've been around that long.
All right, Jesse, tell me what it was like in your day, man.
Used to drive Maltese, eh?
Nah.
Back then
Again,
we
I
called them-
ask, what the fuck is going on?
But JP, your shows are usually so organized, and now
I
you've come
know.
into the chaos
God.
zone.
God.
Beware, JP, or the
That's what happens when
ban
you go
signal
off
will
scripts.
apply
You
to
don't
you.
need scripts.
Now JP
I
is
there
banned from
now?
the show. Aha!
I'll move over
Yeah.
to the corner or something.
I will move the ban signal so that your face is still
My
obscured.
face is always.
Don't think you can outwit me, JP. I know your tricks.
Oh god.
All right, let's talk about Steam Controller. Seems like a
Okay.
good idea. I was trying to waste a few minutes so I didn't have to do that, but let's talk about Steam Controller. So this was the third announcement. I think we covered the other two, or at least one of them, with the podcast with Larry. We were talking about the Steam Box and the Steam OS. And of
Yes.
course, now we know about the Steam Controller. Did we talk about the Steam Box? Actually, that wasn't out by then. That information wasn't available at that point, was it? So we only talked about Steam OS, I think. So we can talk about the Steam Box as well, I guess.
I thought we had.
I don't think so.
Let's do it again if we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's fill time. That's all I'm here for anyway. So the Steam Controller is the last announcement, and it is a rather unusual little beast. It looks a little bit like an owl. It has no thumbsticks, and
Like
since
an owl.
everyone is fond of owls, it will sell 1 billion units.
No, it looks like an 80s boombox. Like you would throw
It
over
does
your
actually
shoulder.
to some degree. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how to use it. Is it wrong that by looking at it, I can't figure out how I would use it?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're probably just bad.
I got the
I'm
same
just
impression.
saying. I'm looking at it and I'm like, so there are buttons on two sides that say X, B, Y, like the normal buttons.
The button
but they do
placement
different
looks
things.
weird, yeah.
They do different things, but they're there and they have the same lettering as other buttons. Then you have two thumb-a-jigs. I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm worried that I won't know what. I already suck at using the controllers anymore. This is just gonna make it even worse. And I
Right.
don't. I'm like, whatever, you know what? I'll give it a try, but I have a feeling I'm gonna hate it. Put it out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking for footage of the thing, but it just doesn't exist. And I was looking down the list of YouTube stuff, and it's like, attractive woman with Steam controller, attractive woman with Steam controller. And then for Polaris, we've got some dude. Like, great. This is why we get less views than them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No boobs.
Yeah, we didn't do it right.
The
But no,
boobs
there
are
is.
on the controller.
Yep, exactly.
Did you guys read the Control Alt Delete comic about the controller?
No, because Tim Buckley's a horrible person. But please continue.
Yeah. I saw it on Tumblr. It was where
Oh, that was why it was
but-
bad then.
Yeah, both of the circles were portals. And they were like, this controller is really weird, and the portals just went to Gabe Newell's nipples. And it was just thumbs on nipples.
What?
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but that's all I can think of now when I see these controllers.
God.
Oh, God.
At least he didn't try to put an abortion storyline in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Obviously, you haven't read Control Alt Delete.
Turns
I
out,
know.
You have
I don't
evidently
read
not
internet
followed
comics.
that for a
Holy
while.
Shit. What,
Yeah.
what
You
is
missed a
going
lot.
on?
You missed a lot. Yeah, anyway, so this thing uses 2 trackpads, essentially. It doesn't have any thumbsticks. It has a bit of... It uses haptic feedback for most of the stuff. So, in other words, it kind of rumbles in small places to try and make you know exactly what's going on, and it obviously makes sound as well if need be, just to make sure that you realize kind of what speed and what the limits are on the trackpad for each game and things like that. So
So I think.
oh
this
yeah, it
is
was
gonna
actually
have-
miscarriage. Sorry, it wasn't abortion.
Okay, glad we got that
I was gonna correct you, but I wasn't sure if I had remembered it correctly.
No,
and I
it was
like,
miscarriage, so something even more classy. Yeah.
I think the biggest hurdle they're going to have with this thing is when you think of a controller, everyone thinks of like the PS3 or the Xbox One controller, or the DualShock, I guess the proper name.
Yeah.
Like that's just been ingrained in everyone's minds for the past like I don't know 10 years. And then they see this thing like Jesse was saying, and it's just like, what in the fuck is that? Where are the thumbsticks and everything? So that's the first hurdle. The second one is like, why do I need this to play a PC game? Right? That's probably the other big one, and who knows when those will actually get answered and or sorted out.
Well, it goes in with their living room vision, right? That's the whole point
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
They want to be
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
living room.
To me,
the number
that-
of Steam
a
games that
non-factor.
people just play with a controller plugged into their PC anyway.
There's a good number. I mean, you know,
There's a
there's
decent amount.
yeah. Supposedly this thing is backwards compatible with everything. Like they bind the inputs on a game by game basis. I can't imagine they're doing it all individually. It's probably just kind of a generic key set or something. Like if they actually went through all of the Steam library and individually made a setup for each game, then I'm like, that's insane.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a blog or something, maybe it was an audio blog or something, from the creator of Super Meat Boy who
yes, I
went to
read that.
Valve's office
Yeah.
and played this, and I trust him as someone who's played Super Meat Boy and as someone who
made Super Meat Boy.
who made Super Meat Boy and is so so honed in on control in a game. He said it worked fine. So apparently
that's
it worked
good.
fine.
Yeah, he was able to play Spelunky with it, apparently.
Yeah,
so it's like, right, well, if you can play Spelunky with it, it probably works okay.
And he made like very specific examples too of like certain things that happen in Spelunky where you have to turn on a dime.
Yeah.
And he said it worked great. So we'll just have to see how that is whenever we can get our hands on it.
You know what this whole thing smells like to me? Like, the whole announcement is a massive fuck you to Microsoft. It really is, because even the controller, currently the most popular controller, is an X-input device, i.e. a 360 controller. So Valve doesn't want you using Windows, it doesn't want you using an Xbox, and it certainly doesn't want you using an Xbox 360 controller. So it's like,
Right.
we're gonna make all of those.
I mean, they've
you
been
don't have to.
pretty open about it.
Oh, yeah, totally. They want to
think
wrest control away from Microsoft, there's no real doubt about that.
Do you think it'll work though?
What do you think people will get away from Microsoft? Is that what you're
Yes.
asking?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. I don't think so.
It can. For gamers,
say-
anyway, yeah.
If it's as easy to get to work as they have said it is, as in they can just boot up an OS and the games work right away and it loads in and it's more optimized, then I'll probably, and I can dual boot into it, then I'll do it. Like if I get more out of my hardware as a PC person, then I'll probably do it. Yeah. But I would
just
assume
curious.
that the average person's gonna be like, I don't want to fucking do that. Like I can play it right here by just click and play. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it seems like a lot of excess for. I mean, I don't know.
they're going
Good on
against the
them.
grain, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
That
that's
is
it.
Valve's always done things that are a little bit crazy and been like the first ones to do it, and they always make it work somehow, and it's always been amazing. Like I have no reason to doubt them, but we'll see.
Yet.
Yeah.
What, Jesse?
Exactly.
I am 3 stories up, and there's a man outside my window. What?
Ask him if he'd play Steam on the Steam OS, Jesse. You'll get your answer.
Oh, look, it's the stalker from Twitter on earlier.
Yeah. It's like, they'll
found
never
you.
know.
That worried me a little bit. He's like, I look out the window. That's quite frightening. I'm in boxes right now, so this guy is getting quite the show.
Yeah. Are they pink
Wait.
boxers?
Quite the show.
Oh, it got weird.
That got a little weird.
That's what I was going for.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome,
Get it.
Internet.
You
You're
did
welcome.
it, Jesse. Good job.
Yeah, it's this thing is going to be interesting to use, certainly. It's going to take an awful lot of getting used to. Think about it. Dual stick has been the standard since the DualShock 1
Yeah.
on PlayStation 1. When the hell did DualShock 1 come out? That was a long time ago. 90-something. 1997 in
Seven.
Japan. So, I mean, we're talking about a 15-year-old standard.
Look at that controller. Ah, it's so great. I missed
What?
that.
The
It's
fuck?
great. DualShock 1. I'm like, I remember that.
It
Sorry.
looks the same as all the other
Just move on.
DualShocks. How could you have
It's the
forgotten?
look. It's the color. It's the shade.
You got
Look,
unnecessarily excited about something that wasn't that impressive. Holy crap.
It looks the same as the other ones.
If you want to get excited about unimpressive things, I've got something for you.
I knew you'd do that.
Boom! I'm back, baby! I'm back! Yes! Took that joke, brought it around home. From weird to hilarious. That's my MO. Boom!
Nope.
Feel good
I
about
hope
that.
the guy outside the window can hear all this. He's like, this is
Me
strange.
too. That's all that I really want.
What is this guy talking about?
What's happening in there?
Oh my. Alright, that was pretty good. I'll give you credit for that one. You have fulfilled your obligation. One funny moment per episode. You can leave now.
All right. See you guys.
Don't worry, I'll make sure that you are appropriately banned from the show. There we go. You
There it is.
You have been banned from the show. Alright. You have said enough. You have said enough.
Leaking now. Why?
Yes. Anyway. Yeah, so that's a controller. It's going to be a little bit odd. We should also talk a little bit about Steambox. And the annoying thing about this is there's not even an announcement because it's identical to what we were saying last year. It's so silly. Back when the whole XI3 piston was a thing, which clearly wasn't a Steambox, and Gabe Newell spoke in an interview about 7 or 8 months ago about, oh yeah, this is how it's going to work. And then they announced the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Like, we already knew this. You told us this like 8 months ago in interviews.
Yeah,
This
I was
is
gonna
not
say, this
news.
isn't new.
Yeah.
What?
So
That's why it was the middle announcement.
that was the Steambox. Yeah. So
It was
it's
the
like,
reminder announcement.
yeah, pretty much like,
Well,
hey guys, we're
legitimate
still
announcement.
doing
Hey, we're
this.
still doing this, guys.
Yeah. So the whole point of it is it's not a specific system, although they will be making a kind of a baseline system that they're going to be sending out to some beta testers. But it's going to be a system whereby manufacturers will be able to kind of Steambox proof a set of stuff, and you will be able to buy it. And frankly, unless they make it way, way cheaper, I don't see the
Not
point.
worth it?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not worth
Yeah.
it. I did comparisons. I went to try and find, I was like, right, okay, what PC can I buy? Not make, yeah, because you're trying to get over the barrier to entry, right? Don't tell me, oh, you could just build a PC. No. I know I can, but most people can't. The whole point of this is to get you over that hurdle, right? So I went to Cyberpower, I think it was, who are like one of the more well-known software guys, or it's either hardware guys, sorry, or it's either them or iBuyPower. One, I keep getting mixed up between the two. Anyway, they make this system. There was about $500, and it's about Xbox 360 sized, a bit bigger. I think it's the Revolt actually.
Isn't that what MLG uses?
Yeah, but they use higher end ones. So I looked at the
Yeah,
lowest
okay.
end Revolt that's like $500. And it doesn't have a graphics card in it. It's got an APU, yeah? So it's got this AMD APU in it. And I looked at benchmarks for that thing, and I'm like, how will this game? And it was like Arkham City was like 15 FPS and stuff like that. It was awful, like completely useless. And I say, why would I? You need a much more powerful machine in order to make this work and to actually be console level. And unless they are able to provide that and also do it at a fairly competitive price tag, I cannot see this helping in any way.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point.
If they get the machines or the companies to bring down the price to what could be bought at cost for most people, then I could see it as being very
If Valve
lucrative.
subsidizes it,
yeah.
then I can see it being successful. But
Exactly.
I cannot imagine that they would do anything other than loss lead with it. And it's going to be difficult to do if they're going to allow, like, because they've got partners like Newegg and Tiger, like, is it Tiger or whatever? Or a bunch
Tiger
of other
Direct.
places. Yeah,
Tiger
Direct.
Electronics, they're back. Guys.
Yeah, new Gamecom, folks, with Steam functionality. Play a monochrome version of Duke Nukem, which is probably still better than Duke Nukem Forever, but hey, there we go. Anyway, I want to see what they're going to do with it, and I want to hear details. I want to hear prices. That's the biggest
They
deal.
didn't announce really anything. It was
Not a
just like-
fucking thing. They didn't say a
still doing
thing
those-
about price tags.
Yeah. And then the controller announcement, I think, was probably the biggest letdown. Like, as I'm
I don't know about
refreshing, like,
that.
I hit F5 and I'm like, what is that on my screen? Like, what is that? Is that a remote control? What is that thing doing there? And
I don't know, I mean, I'm
it's
fine
like
with that.
announcing the Steam controller.
I'm
I don't
okay
know.
with them
I thought
trying
it was a little bit of a letdown.
But I'm okay with them trying to shift the paradigm a little bit with controllers, because again, the last big paradigm shift we've had for core gamers was in 1998 when they made the DualShock. So controllers have basically been the same for 15 years, unless you count motion control, which I don't because it's shit. So you are left with this. And the idea is, can you have a more PC-like experience in a controller? Because if you can, that might be pretty cool.
I don't know that you can though.
It's still a controller at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
every time I look at it, I don't see how that's possible. And
I don't either, honestly. Proof of the pudding's in the use, I suppose. I cannot think of a way that it would work well, but if people like the Meat Boy dev are telling me it works well, then I've got to kind of listen to that, right?
He said it works well for a controller, right?
Yeah.
right.
He's not. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, but that's what he says. You have to play Meat Boy on a controller anyway. He hates the idea of keyboard controls for that game. You know, he insists.
I guess
Well,
the big test is like
platformers-
seeing an FPS player. No, go ahead. That's all I was gonna say.
Oh no, I was saying most
Well,
platformers like that's why I have this is for platform games because I can't play them with a keyboard. It's impossible for me, or else I just run into walls and shit. So I mean that's why that exists. But I don't know if you can reverse it. Like, oh no, you're gonna play everything with this. That I don't know if you can go the opposite direction. And it'll be interesting to see if you can, because there's a lot of games that I prefer with a mouse and keyboard, and for them to say, oh no, you're gonna get the same feel. I don't know what they're going for here, because the reason why I play with a keyboard and mouse is so I don't have to do this.
So you're
games like
concerned that
FPS.
if this thing got too popular, then keyboard and mouse support would be dropped in favor of it?
No,
or?
that's not what I'm concerned. I'm stating that I just don't see the functionality of it. Like, I don't know why. I don't think it'll get popular. That's what I'm saying. I think this is a niche market that I don't think people are going to buy into because it doesn't. It seems, I don't know, a little. I don't know. I just don't know who would buy it. People will. I guarantee people will. I just don't know. Besides people in like the YouTube industry are going to do it for video or try to explore it and what it's about. I don't know who's going to buy it out of like, oh yes, I'm a console player and I'm going to buy that because that seems cool. No, you're just going to keep the console.
Yeah,
And a PC player is just going to keep a PC. Like I don't understand the need for it.
Well, it also comes down to the fact that these guys are also used to the 360 pad. You know, I still have a 360 pad of sorts. This sucks, by the way. Don't buy it. It's a Razer Onza, and it's already fallen to pieces. Anyway, the point is that there are some games that I will just play on that, and they'll probably be better. You know, third-person action games, some platformers, racing games, and then for everything else, use keyboard and mouse. So what Valve are essentially saying to me is, as someone that will probably never play my PC in the living room, that's unlikely to happen, swap from your 360 pad to our pad. So I need to see why that's a better option, because I will not give up keyboard and mouse for that pad. So you're going to have to convince me on games that play better on a controller, of which there are some.
The other question is, will you be able to use a Microsoft controller on a Steam box in Steam OS? Or are they just going to only allow like the Steam controller, right?
I can't imagine they get rid of X input that quickly. Honestly, that seems unlikely.
I mean, that's how you would sell a controller, but
that's
it is
pretty
very
militant way of doing it, though, isn't it?
Right.
Because
it is very unlike Valve. It's very unlike Valve. But
it would be very unlike Valve just to say, no, we're not letting you use an Xbox controller on a Steam OS system. That seems ridiculous.
And
more to the point, could they even do that? I'm pretty sure. Doesn't X input already work on Linux? Because if it does, I'm pretty sure they can't stop it.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's out of my
seems to.
wheelhouse. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It would appear that X input does, for the most part, work with Linux. But, I don't know how they'd restrict it. And I don't think they would. I think they'd just try and convince people over time. Maybe they just, they put it in a box that looks like a companion cube, and they'd give you a hat that dispenses other hats. And then you would buy the controller, because people that fanboy over Valve are highly predictable creatures and could be very easily marketed to.
I'll one up your entire spiel right there, TB. They ship it with Half-Life 3. Everyone buys it.
Oh, that's what we thought last week. We were convinced. Like I was convinced.
I thought that was going to be on Friday.
Yep.
But
like they're going to say, oh yeah, if you want the Steam box, great, because you can have like 3. No one else gets it. Like at least 2 weeks in advance.
You seriously think they would do that?
Right.
I do.
I mean,
It's
it's
how you
not
sell
that
those
outlandish
consoles,
when you
man.
think about it. These are the same guys that says you can't play Counter-Strike without Steam that caused an uproar back in the day. And that was a paradigm shift that eventually turned out being pretty good. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I don't know. Are they in the state where they would be that militant, I wonder? Do they dislike Microsoft that much? Do they want that degree of control? They already have dominance over the PC market. Now they want dominance over the OS space. They want dominance over what controller you use. I'm only slightly worried about that, you know?
Valve, like I said, Valve's never. Steam had some hurdles to get over, but everything else they've done has been pretty amazing. So they definitely have like support of a ton of their fan base. We'll just have to see what they actually do with it.
Yeah, for me, it's just kind of like as long as they don't screw me over, I'm cool with whatevs.
As long as you still play your games, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you concerned that they're gaining too much power, TB?
I've been concerned about that for over a year. I really am. Like, they already have so much dominance. And we've seen what happens, actually, that very few indie games, if they're not on Steam, have any degree of success whatsoever. Like, the sales for Race the Sun, awful. Like, they've been trying to get the green light going. They've made so little money off that game. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the game, but for what it is, which is basically kind of an endless flight runner thingy, it's pretty good. And I know apparently they got a recent boost on Greenlight because NerdCube covered it, but if you are not on Steam, you just don't sell. Unless you are a very rare game like Cube World or Minecraft or something like that. And that's pretty bad. You're talking about a storefront that doesn't let you on automatically, saying, no, we're not going to let you sell your game. And then basically you see companies just saying, I can't sell my game anymore. It doesn't matter what platform I put it on. I can put it on Desura, Microsoft Store, Gamersgate. Nobody's buying it because it's not on Steam.
Right.
And it's...
But
yeah. It's
what is a good game that has not been on Steam?
There's a couple of examples I can think of that eventually did get on Steam after about a year. One was an Epic game, which was a very, very good Metroidvania-esque game. And the other one was Space Pirates and Zombies, which didn't sell all that much. I mean, the sales for it were kind of spiked because I did promotional with them. I actually voice acted in that game because I felt sorry for them, basically, because they weren't getting on Steam.
Sure.
And eventually, once it got on Steam, it started to sell more, but that was a year after, you know? That's enough time for a dev to go bankrupt very easily.
Right.
So that worries me. And giving them even more control, Valve is still a company like any other, folks. Yeah.
Right.
You can't necessarily trust them with that level of dominance.
Gabe has too much power, guys.
Well, it's not Gabe I'm worried about. It's who comes after Gabe. It's like when Gabe decides to retire and where the company goes from there, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of a scary thought.
That's deep, is what that is.
Especially
That's
when all
when
your
we
games are
take
bound to
over.
that fucking library. Jesus. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I kind of like the controller, and obviously I like the idea of getting away from Windows. Here's the other thing, by the way. The one thing about SteamOS that's kind of good is it's a Linux derivative, which means that even if they do go off the fucking rails, games are still going to run on Linux. So you can run a different distro if you want. You know, you could probably get away from it to some degree. But really, I think the bigger threat there is the massive dominance that they have as a sales platform. And that threat is already there. This is real right now, you know? And only places like Origin are really managing to break that because they require it. And then we're seeing Origin's even worse. So, you know.
But I think that then relates to, say, Half-Life 3. That's how you break things, by saying you need to buy the Steam box, SteamOS, in order
That
to
would
get
be scary.
Half-Life 3. Like, I feel like more stuff is turning that way because companies are like, we're trying to get all the money we can and we're getting screwed by X. And so in order to prevent that, we need to screw them back twice as hard. That's why you have the Ubisoft platform, and you have Origin, you have all these things where it's like, we need to use this thing though, too. Because, you know, Steam, like all these companies are like, oh, that Steam thing, that could be a problem. So Steam's like, oh, we'll show you a fucking problem. So I feel like that's where it's going
That's a
to.
good point.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still believe this is probably a reaction to Microsoft putting, like, a store in Windows 8 and shit like that. They don't like that idea. They've been actually militant since then, really. Like, they've been investigating Linux for quite some time, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. SteamOS being free doesn't make much of a difference either, I've got to say. It's like, if it's the dominant thing and a lot of stuff only works with it, then it doesn't matter what it costs. As we've seen with Windows. You still got to fucking use Windows. It costs money, but you still got to use it.
Yeah. We hadn't really heard much about Windows 8 by the time that Valve was like, nope, fuck Microsoft, not working with them, they're awful. I was like, whoa, dang. It came on pretty quick.
Yeah.
They
Maybe
did. They,
they're just looking for a fight, you know?
could be.
Might have enough
Windows
power to
8.
actually go against Microsoft now.
They already have commercials out now for Windows 8. With the new start button. It's like, just die. Just go die.
The new start button.
It's
yeah.
amazing. With our new start button.
It's a redesigned
God.
start font.
We've got a couple of Windows 8 machines in the house. I use Windows 8 on my Razer tablet, and it's fine for that, because obviously it seems like it was designed for a touch device. But
Yeah.
that's fine. But all the actual other Windows 8 devices we have in the house, like the laptops, are just awful. Like, they're universally worse in every respect to Windows 7.
I've never
It's like,
seen Windows 8 ever. I don't.
Oh,
ever,
God,
It's pointless.
just avoid it. Just avoid it.
My roommate
like-
put it on his machine. It lasted 10 minutes, and then he formatted it immediately.
there's no reason. There's no reason to run it right now. It gives you no benefits yet. Like, eventually, maybe it will, but right now, don't. Just don't.
I mean, it's not like, for me, I just leave it on the desktop. I downloaded a thing that gave me back my start menu, and then I just use it like a normal laptop. But I'm like, there's all this extra bullshit that tries to make me do all the time. Every time I try to open something, it's like, do you want to use the app? And I'm like, no, fuck you, go away.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's terrible.
It's awful.
It's so mobile-like. It's like, you want to get our app? No, it's just a
I want to
PC.
use
We don't
the
have
program
apps.
that's on my desktop.
Yeah.
God. Why do I need an app? Why? Okay, sorry.
I don't want to be linked into your store, and it's like, oh, why don't you get the Netflix app? Because I have a PC.
Yeah, because
I don't
have
need
a
an
browser.
app.
What do
I
they
run-
actually
Your
sell
app.
in their store? What?
Oh, like apps that you
applications.
get for a tablet or a phone.
Yeah.
But it's on your computer, and it's the stupidest effing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, the
Like,
most
what are they
hilarious
thinking?
thing about my Razer tablet is because it has a full version of Windows 8, but is also a tablet. Most of them are like Windows RT, but I have Windows 8, the full Windows 8 Pro. And it's like, would you like to use the app? It's like, no, because I have the full version of Windows. I'll just open a fucking browser. I don't need that.
Sure.
I don't need any of that stuff. It's
Yeah.
so silly.
Well, they're just doing as Microsoft does, where every other version of Windows is terrible.
Every other version.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that so strange?
And then they go back like, oh, so we tried to change some things. We're sorry. Here's a better version.
That's
Yeah.
fine with me. They
Oh
can
man,
do
so
that.
it's saying, oh, Windows 8 automatically installs drivers you need for your computer. Windows 7 does that. Where have you been? I have never had a driver problem with this computer ever.
I was using 95. I've yet to change.
I hate that. I don't want that to
Oh,
rant
God.
to install drivers on its own. That's scary as hell.
The worst
Yeah,
part is sometimes the drivers it installs break, like Adobe Premiere CS6 for about 3 months because it downloaded a driver. It would cut all of your MP4 files if you tried to put them in
Okay.
half, so it'd be only half a screen. And so you had to go in and uninstall that driver. But then when you reloaded your computer again, it would reinstall the driver. And you're like,
Stub it.
Oh,
what
God.
the hell?
There was there was a driver that it automatically put on my laptop, and it made it so that every time the computer automatically updated Windows in general, it would freeze at 35%, and it wouldn't let me shut the computer down.
See,
It
classic.
wouldn't let. It was awful.
It's a new
I
feature
had-
in Windows.
Yeah, so I had to learn this like huge workaround to get in there and delete the drive. I was like, I hate you. Just, yes. So JP, just don't get Windows 8. Look,
Yeah, no.
just
I'm
avoid
planning on it.
all of that.
The only
lucked
thing
out.
is that the Battlefield 4 is recommended Windows 8, which I don't really understand. I guess for the new
DirectX
DX.
11.2 effects, I believe, is the reason why.
What have they said? Like what that?
I don't have a
visually
fucking
adds?
clue. I
Can
don't,
I get that on 7?
because they want you to
Because
have
you
it
got
on
to
8.
update. Yeah, you
And
gotta
this is
update.
what we're talking about. With the problem with DirectX is that is Windows,
Windows.
stranglehold on gaming, right? DirectX can be set to work only with specific versions, and this is why lower level APIs, like obviously OpenGL has been around for ages, but there's Mantle now that AMD are working on. It is possible it will move away from DirectX, and if we do that, then Microsoft doesn't have that kind of control over the space anymore. And I gotta say, why the hell would you want Microsoft to have control over this gaming space? They obviously don't give a fuck, and they haven't for ages. As soon as they released the Xbox, they didn't care anymore about PC gaming.
I don't know what you're talking about. Games for Windows Live is amazing.
Yeah, it's it's an incredible experience. It
really makes the gameplay experience so much better.
It improves it so much. I tried to install Lost Planet 2 because I wanted to do a little... the original Lost Planet. Because I wanted to compare it to Lost Planet 3. I couldn't do it. I installed it, and I couldn't log in. It kept saying, like, authorization failed, and I couldn't play the game. So I'm like, yeah, Games for Windows Live is a piece of shit, and I'm glad it's gone. And frankly, anything else that Microsoft does when it comes to PC gaming can go to hell as well, because they clearly don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're salty
ironic.
today.
We are.
It's ironic.
We are a product of our fan base. What can I say?
There you go.
Salt,
That's why-
salt.
That's why I wake
salt.
up every day happy. I love you.
Fucking fake ass.
Hope that guy's still
love you.
outside the window. He's just like, what? He
God, me too.
What is going on in there?
starts making out with the window, like working on it.
It's like,
It's times like
buddy.
this that I love the TGS support group. What can I say? Thank God for that. It's the only thing that keeps me sane these days. Alright, so that's news. Let's talk about releases.
okay.
We could do that. That sounds good. It's actually a lot coming out this week, but it's mostly terrible, so...
To tell.
NBA 2K14. PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox. Basketballs. All the baskets.
The basketballs
Yes. Rain for PlayStation 3. This actually looks interesting.
came out today.
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And
Found that
none
out
of us
during the
knew
break.
until the
it?
break.
No one knew about it.
I was just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, Rain just like, bing, out of nowhere.
It's getting
Nice
good
advertising.
reviews, so looks good.
I really liked that game. I played it at whatever convention it was that I played it at.
Oh, that game's gonna
It was
get
cool.
that game's gonna get brothered so quickly.
Oh, it's gonna get brothered for sure, yeah.
Total brothered.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like,
It's gonna
it's a
bro
terrific
out.
game, and no one's gonna play it, and then people are gonna yell at YouTubers for having played it. Get ready.
Yeah,
It's gonna
it's-
happen.
Yeah, I'll definitely play it because it looks interesting, and it is one of those reasons to play on a console, which I rarely have, so yeah. I'll check that. I'll check it, see how it goes. Looks pretty cool. A Train Odyssey Untold, The Millennium Girl. That's a remake of the original on DS, which is now available for 3DS. Not to be confused with A Train Odyssey 4, which is also out, and came out like a few weeks ago, didn't it?
Wait, so which one's like the newest one? Is it
A Train Odyssey 4. Yeah.
God damn it, Nintendo. That's all I have to say about that.
Yep.
That's all I have to say about that.
Well, I mean, Nintendo had nothing to do with it. I think it was like Atlas or Xseed who was dealing with that. But Train Odyssey is really, really hard and evil, and you should probably play it. It's kind of fun. And I might actually play the remake, because I played it on DS, and it was just like, oh god, this is a nightmare. So we'll see. Maybe the 3DS version smooths it out a little bit. Rune Factory 4 for 3DS. Yet more fantasy harvesting.
Yay!
Indeed.
I'll wind up buying that.
Should be interesting.
Next.
Uh-huh. Armor Tactics PC. That
What is
is... Armor Tactics was actually... It came out first on the Shield. I actually played it on that. The NVIDIA Shield. But it is a tactics game based around armor. So, you know, as
Isn't Arma
Slow.
3 a
yeah,
tactics
yeah,
game?
Armor...
What?
Yeah. It's that.
Just really slow.
Yeah, it's a turn-based tactics game, basically.
Oh.
Based on military stuff. Die is coming out to PlayStation Vita.
Gonna
That means
go ahead and look that up.
it's German. It's German for the.
Indeed.
Thank
It
you,
is-
Simpsons.
It
Thank
is a
you for that.
game about defending the human body with a syringe gun against many, many viruses.
If you type in die, it takes you to the hit noise pop / punk 3-piece band from New Zealand.
Oh, great.
The Avett Brothers? Is that what? Oh, you're looking at the Wikipedia. Okay.
That is the officially licensed game of Die, the post-punk nonsense band from New Zealand.
Oh my god.
They're signed to the Flying Nun
game.
Records, of course.
Yep, so that's the thing. Flashback, PC and PlayStation 3 now. It was out on Xbox first. Jesse didn't like it. I probably won't either because I like the original, so I'll probably hate this, but I'll see. I will try it. It is out today. Check that out.
A whole bunch of meh.
Yeah, we'll see. Skydive Proximity Flight and Pro Foosball for PlayStation 3 Network as well.
Hell yes.
Ah,
Oh,
Priceless.
Plus, if you want to be miserable, you can play Fatal Frame 3, because that's now out. That's a PS2 classic now available for PlayStation 3.
Oh shit! I
That
need
is
to
a
play
game.
that.
That is
I
a
haven't
game.
played that one.
It's supposed to be pretty good, so I'm told. October 2nd, Air Conflicts Vietnam is coming to PC.
All right.
It's a game
Good.
about air conflicts in Vietnam.
Apparently.
Yep, pretty much. It's who makes this actually?
The United States military.
Developer Games Farm. Oh, I hate it when they call it stuff like that. It's like Games Farm. It's like, here, just have this. They developed Air Conflict Secret Wars, which is like a 2-year-old sim, which was for World War II. So, I'm not sure. I can't tell you as to whether or not that's going to be any good, but I will
They
try it.
harvest game crops, TV.
Yeah, evidently. But I do like the Vietnam era of planes, because they had the coolest shit. They had, like, the F-4 Phantom, which is an amazing-looking plane. And there was, like, the old MiGs and things like that, so...
The old MiG.
All the old MiGs.
Old Soviet era.
Yeah, I will totally play that one on the sole basis of being able to fly around an F-4 Phantom.
Happening to you, Jesse.
I become old Russian. Make a big explosion. You like?
Guy outside the window's into it, man.
Yeah, outside the window's like, God.
This man's
This
fucking
man
brilliant.
I hate every last one of you. Agarest Generations of War coming to PC on October 3rd. That, I believe, is a port of it's kind of a tactics RPG with a lot of weird, scantily clad girls in it for no apparent reason whatsoever.
Sounds cool.
Unite with your chosen heroine and use the Soul Breed system to shape the fate of the next generation of heroes.
So you get to breed with the...
Yes.
You get to soul breed.
How much
Yes.
is this game, TV?
This is for kids.
It is $15 if you pre-order it. It's $20 if you don't.
I am pre-ordering the shit out of it.
Oh, God. I'm told it's not bad. Like, I'm told it's actually a decent game, but it is incredibly creepy in many ways. And
Those
that
are the
bothers me.
best.
Bear in mind, Agarest, for those who don't know, that was the same series of games that had that really weird special edition that came with, like, a boob mouse pad and a body pillow and things like
I always
that.
saw that at Fry's, and I was like, why the fuck does this exist? Like, why is this sitting in the middle of a Fry's store where there's just a boob mouse pad?
Pretty much, yeah. So, I don't know about that. I will have a look at it, and I'll see if it's any good. But yes, Agarest Generations of War for Steam. You found it, did you?
No, look at that. When you type soul breeding in,
Oh, this
Okay.
would be good.
soul breeding and the name of the game, this is one of the first pictures.
I'm excited. Oh, I'm so in. I'm so in.
When you type in soul breed, when you type in
Soul
the first
breeding.
picture.
I typed
Oh.
in soul
No,
breeding.
no.
Agarest.
God.
But when you type
They
in
even-
when you type in soul breed, the first image is of a girl in a little, like, fantasy unitard going, "My goodness, you are stiff here. How long has it been since someone rubbed this out for you?"
Seriously?
That's one screenshot.
This is the image, by the way, that was... Oh, Jesus. That's...
Yep, there it is. Soul breeding. Soul breeding,
Agarest,
guys.
the classiest of games. I really don't want to play that, but I'll probably have to.
You
It's
got-
okay,
I wanna
JP
know-
will play it. Just watch
Yeah,
the
I'll stream the shit out of the game, man.
Oh,
Imagine
of course
how many
you will.
viewers
You
that's
have
gonna
no standards.
get. No standard.
I want to know who plays this game
Plus.
and how I can meet them. Because
I don't think you want to meet those people.
I think I do.
I don't think so.
I think I do.
Don't
I
think
like
you
to
do.
grill sausage.
Oh.
Luckily, Jesse, these women like to eat it, so you're in for some fun. It's gonna be a great game, Agar.
Generations of War.
Generations of war, and men,
And sausages.
and lots of sausages,
And
hot
ladies.
ones,
Ladies,
dripping
I
sausages.
got some sausage for you.
Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Yes.
Which I
Physical-
thought was that's already out, isn't it?
the
That's
physical one, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming to the EU, I believe. So that's coming to Europe in October. Yeah, that's on October the 4th. And that's actually kind of about it, release-wise. Next week, obviously, is Beyond Two Souls, which looking forward to. Yep. Apparently, the Ace Attorney Dual Destinies demo is out. I might try that.
Oh.
The game is not out till the end of the month, though, so...
Right.
Which is a shame. Looking forward to that one.
Jesse, did you play the demo of Beyond?
I have, and it's going to be this Friday's Fan Friday. I am so excited for the actual physical game. So I like how the demo's a little weird. I'm not going to lie. I was like,
Yeah.
David Cage, weird? Never.
What, like,
He's a golden god.
oh,
Yes.
he's the goldenest of gods.
what, like, age does it take place in the game? Is it before she's in Modern Warfare 3, or...
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, good enough.
I don't want. But I will say that the game takes place in like the largest swath of time that I think.
No, I know
like,
that. Yeah.
Like an unnecessary amount of like.
No,
oh no,
E3
you're
it's like-
everywhere in this game. 1,000 things happen. It isn't like it doesn't take place over the weekend. It's like you're gonna play your entire life. Like this is unnecessary, but okay.
That's why I was asking that, because like at E3 they showed
You
like
played when you were with the little like African kid shooting up
yeah.
that town. Yeah. No, that was cool. I don't want to spoil this one.
All right, I guess I'll buy
Watch it,
for
kids.
Yep.
Go to my channel
Watch it.
called Synergy. Go there.
Watch
Indeed.
it.
So before we go to a break, quick warning, by the way, because GTA Online is now out, so you can play the multiplayer, but apparently for some people it is corrupting their single-player saves and deleting them entirely. So
Jesus.
yeah, so you might want to be a little bit careful. Apparently this is not affecting everybody, but it is an
Until
issue.
they patch it.
That game has had so many issues up to this point.
About
Already.
the cars? When you had the cars in the garage and it would delete the cars?
Yeah, deleting the cars, that was one.
That
There was
happened to me a couple
older
times.
models were crashing 30 minutes in for
Never had
360s. It's yeah.
But you do know a game's big. I heard about the car thing and other bugs on the nightly news.
Jesus.
The nightly news reported
That's
on
what
GTA bugs.
That's what makes. I thought it was the fact that it made $1 billion in 3 days.
Oh no, I mean that's the like that was the lead up, of course. Like it made so much money, but there are bugs in the game. How can gamers play? Does it cause them to murder people? Find out at 11.
That's
Did
answer
someone go and
basically
steal a
pricing.
real car to replace the virtual car they lost? We have a special report coming up right now. Oh dear.
Yay.
Yeah. Apparently, according to a lot of people, incidentally, all that Agarest stuff is very much like not in the game at all, and it's some stupid marketing thing. Like,
Oh, no,
they are
come on.
making it out that it's some really sexy erotica hentai nonsense. Apparently, it's not even close. But they
would
do
I
that
buy it?
anyway.
Yeah, I'm not buying that shit now.
Way to
We're
not
gonna
sell
do-
your game, dummies.
We're going to go a break. When we come back, we're going to do host topics, actually. We haven't done that in a while, so let's do that. You better have something to talk about, guys. Otherwise, you don't have anything to talk about, do you? Well, you got 3 minutes to figure it out. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. All of you look really, really sunk into thought. What's going on here?
No, I might have gotten distracted because I was watching a video of the new Zelda's item purchase system
Okay.
and how they changed the dungeons so that before it was like a new dungeon would give you a new item, that's how you solve the dungeon, right? Well, this time it's like they're dungeons and you can do them whatever order you want. There's a shop that has all the items you'll need to do those dungeons, and you can rent the items or eventually buy the items, and you can do the dungeons in whatever order you want. And I was like, huh, this is happening right now. Interesting.
Is that
That's-
you're talking about a Link Between Worlds?
Yes, the 3DS
okay.
one. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I guess they're changing the gameplay style of it. I mean, I don't know if that's
What else can you do
big
with
enough-
Zelda? Game-
Yeah, I don't know if that's big enough change, but it's interesting that's what they're doing with it. Like, oh, now we'll let you decide how you do your adventure. Like, okay.
How does it wind up? Yeah, like how does it wind up having a good through line and story if you can just go wherever you want? Are you just piecing it together? Is it Dear Esther Zelda?
I don't know.
It's Dear Esther Zelda.
I mean, the game looks fun. It looks very 3DS fun.
Yeah.
Nintendo is just like, guys, open world games are all the rage right now. Let's make
Right.
Zelda
Got to make open world Zelda.
open world. You can steal horses from other people in town. It's gonna be crazy. Unique ideas here at Nintendo.
The one thing that I think is interesting though, and a lot of the comments on the video are, okay, the game's like for 20 rupees you can unlock a hammer for so long, but when is it like for $4.99 you can unlock this?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't that seem like that's the transition it could easily go to? And it doesn't look like that's in the game right now. And I don't think that's a thing that's happening. But it's easily the fact that everything's in one shop. It takes away sort of the discovery of that item,
Yeah.
the learning how to use that item, because the dungeon also set up a system that was like, I'm going to teach you how to use it too. So if you got the hook shot, you would learn how to use that within that dungeon because it would be like the tutorial for you. Now it's like you need to know how to do it before you go in and select what you want to do, which is interesting. I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't like the
You want
idea
your
of it.
narrative
It
with Zelda?
might be it might be executed fine, but like yeah, I've always appreciated when games just let you find things and then utilize them within the story or the dungeon or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's my biggest concern. I'm not really concerned about, like, it's going to cost you $4 to get a master sword or whatever. Like, I just wouldn't get it. Like, I would learn to play the game without it, right? But it's things like where the game teaches you how to use the stuff. That's what really is like, okay, now I understand how to use this really quickly, and that's what keeps you playing and sort of makes it faster and better. And the fact that it's like, oh, well, now you can just get a bomb and use that whenever you want. It's like, I don't know. I don't know that helps really. I don't know.
As long as it doesn't go to the point where it's like pop-up video and it just has like all these little tutorials that just pop up and are like, you rented the hook shot. Here's how to use it. And just like, stop it. No.
Has Nintendo ever done any microtransaction stuff in any of their games?
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of microtransactions available for Fire Emblem. It's mostly just like other maps. I mean, I don't know if you count those microtransactions or DLC. Like,
yeah, it might be DLC area.
Yeah. If by microtransactions, are you talking about pay to skip and things like that?
Yeah, or pay to advance characters, et cetera, et cetera.
Don't believe
think
they've ever
they've
done that, no.
Yeah.
So I don't know that'll be an issue.
They've only really just got into microtransactions as it was. You know,
They only just got the internet like a year ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, hey, you can download games on the internet now. This is insane.
Whoa,
Crazy new
eShops.
world we live in.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Put this awesome music in there; it'll keep people in it the entire
Yep.
time.
So that's what got my eye immediately. I was like, oh. So that's what I did during the break.
Yep.
I also wound up watching a video, but I haven't finished it yet, and that's why I was like, no, when we were coming back, because Frictional like put out
A teaser, yes, they did.
a teaser for a game that may or may not be called Soma. But I was like, oh my gosh, they're going back to science horror. I want more science horror. And I didn't get to finish the video. They like just turned the crazy monitor on, and I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? So I haven't.
Indeed.
What game is this?
seen the rest.
What?
It's
Like,
a fictional game. There's a teaser out for it, and as far as I'm aware, it has no involvement by the Chinese room whatsoever. So that's good
Thank
news.
God. Here. I
Oh,
linked
is this
it.
the one where there was like it has an evil robot or whatever it has in it? Is that what they're talking about?
It's
Can they
case
make the
file in
robot
question.
scary?
It tells the story of a strange machine that is uncovered during a salvage mission. The machine is described as a heavily modified monitor fixed to a massive nest of cables and controls.
That could
Another
be creepy
thing-
as fuck.
Yeah, another thing that I think is interesting is they said the word soma refers to a ritualistic drink associated with immortality. What does it all mean? I want to.
Seems pretty cool.
I think that it's interesting that they didn't wait very long to start putting out stuff about their newest game because their Machine for Pigs has just not done well. Like,
Well, I mean, that technically wasn't theirs, really, was it? They were just publishing
yeah,
it.
that's
and-
true. That's very true.
I do love the quote that's on the website. It's like, it is sometimes an appropriate response to reality to go insane. Fuck
right.
yeah. That sounds great. I want to play that game.
I skipped to the end of the trailer because, of course, that's all it's gonna be.
No, don't tell me anything. I don't want to know.
I'm going to skip now, too. I'm going to skip the end now, too.
There's something that happens at the end of the trailer.
I hate you so much.
I'm skipping now, too. I'm going to skip.
Stop it.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Well, she's got her headset off. At the end of the trailer, shit gets
I know.
scary. So, anyways, no,
Wow, the end of that trailer sure was a thing. I was really surprised.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh no! Oh shit!
Oh my gosh, my headphones came unhooked.
What?
So-
Wait, what? What just happened?
See?
No, stop it!
Yeah, that happened.
What just happened?
5-minute build-up for that. It's pretty good.
What was that?
I don't
Holy
know.
shit, that's pretty great.
It's pretty cool.
I like that. I like that. Go watch that trailer. Can we play that trailer? Are we gonna get in trouble?
It's 5 minutes long.
Good.
Square Enix didn't make it, so you shouldn't get copyright issues.
That was awesome.
Is it safe?
It's safe.
Oh, I hate creepy stuff like that. Screw it.
Wait,
I'm done.
Do I need to? I'm just gonna sit here and watch the rest.
Ah, you do
far-
that. That's fine.
How far into it are you?
It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. You're still good. Okay.
Boo.
It just turned on the monitor.
Don't do it, lady! Don't do it, lady!
Stop it! Shut up!
Why would you
Look,
do that?
don't forget- Just talk about other stuff. I'm just gonna watch this and
Okay.
you know,
No one say anything.
there's static. Static is never good.
No, because you don't want to look at it! Don't look at it!
I'm worried. Should I full screen this?
Well, it's like,
I'm so concerned.
what the fuck?
Why did you angle it toward me?
And big reveal. Her face is precious. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the moment.
Why are we even watching this?
Just watching her is fantastic.
It's creepy as fuck, is what it is.
Yeah, Creepy Lot 2013.
How long is this fucking teaser?
5 minutes long for the full video.
Seriously?
Uh-oh.
What? So she just saw herself die? That's it?
Whoa, spoilers! What the?
But hold on! But hold on, no, dummy! Then she gets back up at the end in the video!
Did you just look away from the end of it and miss the actual key
no, I
thing?
was watching it.
Did you see her get up?
So what? Why does it matter that she got up?
I don't know what that means!
Oh. I got too hyped. I got
You
too
know what
hyped
would be
about the
fucking
end.
creepy? There's more than one version of that teaser and different things happen to different people and you have no idea.
Like, depending on where it's embedded, the teaser's completely different.
That
Man,
would be
that's smart.
hilarious. Think about that for a second, because everyone would
Did
be
you even do that
freaking
with-
out. It's like, oh, do you see that bit? It's like, no, and then they watch it again. It's like, no, it's not there, man. Like, no, seriously, it was right there. Look, no, it's not there. And then people just start freaking the hell out. That would be amazing.
Brilliant.
So it's
Wonder
like
if you
the
could
end.
get
It's like
that.
the end of the Clue movie.
Well,
So many
Exactly.
endings.
as people have accurately described, that was a gigantic anticlimax. All right. I'm going to introduce a host topic. I'm going to introduce it. I'm going to say Half-Life 3 because people will not
Oh,
shut
you
up about it on
stole
Twitter.
mine. God.
Tough. I'm stealing it. It's mine now. I take it. I'm taking it away because people are just spamming me about it. I'm like, right.
I told you.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it would happen. So basically what has happened is in Spain, a trademark has been filed for Half-Life 3. This is potentially significant because under EU law, if you don't do anything basically within about 3 to 5 years of the trademark, you lose it, right? So that probably means that Half-Life 3 is coming within the next 3 to 5 years. Yep. And people are freaking out because, I don't know, they're idiots, I have to assume. The whole Half-Life 3 confirmed thing is a gigantic, obnoxious meme that's been around for years. And now, hey, it's happening. It's like, we already knew it was going to happen. It was eventually going to come along. The question was when. And I've got to ask each and every one of you, do you give a shit about Half-Life 3? Because I really don't.
I'd like to see where the story goes, but, you know, they did kind of screw us out of that. Like, I want to know where the story
it's too
goes.
long. I don't care anymore. Like, I would have cared about the conclusion of it if you'd released it, like, 10 years ago. Now I just don't.
I mean, I don't know that I care, but I just like to know. I'm one of those weirdos who just wants to know things. I'm like, I just like to know. I just like to know, even if I have to go on Wikipedia just to get the answer. I just like to know how it
Find
ends.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
It
It infuriates me that I don't.
the thing that I don't know. I guess this is common, but I think that it's strange how many times they've been like, no, we're not working on it. We're not even thinking about working on it, okay? We're not going to work on it. We're not making it. Just, like, shut up. And it's like, I don't know if, like, they literally haven't been working on it and they just decided to finally trademark it. But it's not trademarked everywhere, right? It's not...
No, not yet. Not as far as I'm aware. There might be a US trademark office one, but considering there's a current government shutdown going on, who the hell knows if that even exists?
So true.
Wait, are we free now?
Yeah.
Anarchy!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna burn this apartment complex down.
TB, I'll answer your question with a question for you. Are you saying that when Half-Life 3 comes out, you will not play it?
No, of course I'll play it, but I don't care. Like, I play 50 games a week, and it's just another one of those.
To play it.
I played Day One Gary's Incident. Fuck you, I can play whatever I want. I don't have to care about it really to play it, but I'm not excited or hyped about it in any way.
Yeah. Is it better or safer, more accurate to say that you are not hyped about it and you will not get into the hype?
I don't care. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean by I don't care about it. It's just another video game. It's a first-person shooter.
Sure.
And Half-Life 2 was pretty good. You know, I bought Half-Life 2 on release day back when it came out in 2004. So 9 fucking years ago. I bought that, I played it on release day, and it was pretty fucking good. It had some nice stuff going for it. It was linear, but not too linear. It had some great use of the gravity gun mechanics and some cool driving sequences and things like that. But it certainly was not the best FPS of all time, and it definitely didn't blow me away, and obviously in the same way that it did for others. And then I played episode 1, and I found that fucking frustrating. Like, I thought it was way worse than the original. I'm just saying, oh, great, you know, a bunch of gimmicky physics puzzles and shit like that. And episode 2, I didn't even bother to play after that, honestly. Yeah. I didn't care enough about the story. Because the story's not that great, in my opinion. It really isn't. Well, a lot of the mystery's gone.
What year did that game come out?
Half-Life 2, 2004. So 9 years ago.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it Half-Life 1 or was it Half-Life 2 that everyone pins as kind of like changing the way that like stories are told through? That was the original one.
Yeah, basically Half-Life 1 did a lot of scripted events in a very good way, which is why a lot of games these days apparently do scripted events in the same way that the Half-Life does. Yeah. And it's right, Half-Life did have a lot of scripted events, and around that time, FPS didn't really have that.
Right.
Not in the way that Half-Life did it anyway, which was fairly seamless. Half-Life also had some stuff that I very much wish they kept, like the ability to walk away from a fucking conversation, instead of it being a damn unskippable cutscene.
Alex.
But it is a good game, it is a good shooter. Half-Life 3 to me is not something that I am particularly excited about. I will play it, and that's kind of going to be that. And the hype around it has got to obnoxious levels of awful.
Yeah, I mean, if a game goes away, it was so beloved and cherished for, almost 10 years now. The hype is probably immeasurable, and some people are foaming at the mouth, et cetera, But
I don't have episode 2 of Sin either, but I'm not hyped about that. We never got the conclusion of that game.
It's not hype. The internet has claimed it as its own. I am willing to guarantee that most of the people making Half-Life 3 jokes have not actually played Half-Life 1 or 2. I'm going to go that far.
Will not be playing the third one either.
That's probably
I'm going to go that far as to say people are like, yeah, Half-Life 3 confirmed. It's just because they went to 4chan one day and thought that was freaking hilarious. And they're like, guys, I'm in on the joke because I'm on the internet. I guarantee that's what most of the people are. I promise you that.
It's still there still are jokes around that are like there was a GIF on Reddit the other day where someone was like analyzing the Steam pictures.
Oh, that shit!
And then at the end, it was
still going.
Then it was the end of the dog where it's just like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah,
it's just complete randomness. That
It is
was funny.
obnoxious levels of
It's
hype.
pretty crazy, though.
And I know a lot of people will say, and I think this is a reasonably valid point that I'm going to debunk anyway, that you should ignore that kind of stuff because that doesn't detract from the game. I'm afraid this is the internet era, and yes, that stuff does detract from it. You can be driven to the point of complete lack of enthusiasm by the internet for a particular thing. I am less enthusiastic now about Breaking Bad and actually finishing watching it than I was prior to the internet going berserk over it. Because there was it's oversaturation. It's constant. Like, these people's lives appear to be consumed by Breaking Bad, and they're just, everything's about Breaking Bad, and everyone's talking about Breaking Bad all the fucking time. And I'm like, I'm less enthusiastic to watch it now than I was.
2 weeks until the new season of Walking Dead, so...
Oh god, here we go again.
Get ready
There's
to
a
be
series I didn't care
oversaturated
about.
with that when I'm like,
Yeah, I watched season 1 of that, and I'm like, what exactly is people's obsession with this? It's a zombie series.
Oh, you're like my dad. My dad's like, I don't get it. It's not real.
I think that's just.
I'm not
you
like
as a
that. I'm just
person.
bored with zombies.
I think that's just you as a person, though, TB. I think that you surround yourself with all of this, and when you do that, your hype factor for almost anything goes to
Just
shit.
vanishes completely.
It's almost like he's really cynical. It's creepy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But
I think, honestly, that's why when I did my massive marathon watching of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because no one else had prompted me to do it, I was super enthusiastic about it. And Attack on Titan, as well, is kind of a similar thing, because, like, Dodger basically said, watch Attack on Titan. I was like, okay, I'll watch Attack on Titan. And I consumed, like, 12 episodes in a day. And I was like, this is... Yeah, I could see where you're coming from with this. But I have a feeling that for games, I just can't do that anymore because there's always an obnoxious amount of hype surrounding it, and we're bombarded by information, and it's even my job to gather that information and to try and get early access to stuff. So by the time it finally comes out, for me, I'm just not enthused by it anymore. But I can definitely understand why your regular gamer absolutely would be.
Yeah.
exactly. Solved.
Ah.
It's most likely. But what would you want to see from Half-Life 3, aside from an
I don't
extension
know.
of the story?
Oculus Rift
Outfans.
support.
The exact
Outfans.
same graphics from before. Just don't
Source
change the
Engine
graphics at all.
1!
That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Still a good-looking game. It still, in my opinion, stands up. It's got great facial textures. What can I say? Bricks look good in that game. Bricks look pretty good.
I'm kind of with Jesse. I just want to see what the story is. Like,
What happens?
where
All
you
Alex
go.
Vance all the time, 24/7. Make it a game.
I
Call
agree
it
with Jesse on that
AV.
point.
Half-Life AV.
And I want Oculus Rift support for it. 'Cause
She was one
by
of my
then-
favorite characters back in the day.
Oh,
Boom, make it happen. Make it happen.
The Av.
I mean, honestly, I don't. I'd be happy just getting a story. A good story, I'd be happy with. That would be a good wrap it up story. Like, okay, you don't have to make another one. Just wrap up the damn story. I'd be happy with that.
A good story by today's terms.
Yes, yes.
Not-
yes.
not
But
by,
how
like-
how do you deliver that story? Because by today's standards,
That's not
that's
on my-
3 hours of cutscenes. So
That's
let's hope
Valve's-
that they don't do that.
things to figure
Good.
out.
Make it a 15-hour game then.
No,
Fine.
don't. Are you kidding me? Like, you
Yes.
want a bunch of cutscenes in Half-Life. Are you out of
No,
your
I'm-
mind? Have you ever played Half-Life? You understand that the reason that was good is because it didn't do that. And it told the story through what happened in the game, through scripted events and things like that. That was why it was considered good. You know that, right?
Jesse's face. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That wasn't what I meant at all. That's not what I meant.
I bloody well hope not. You've got me defending Half-Life now. You realize where this has gone.
Victory, Jesse. we've
Between
done it.
defending Half-Life and hating Jesse, I pick hating Jesse. So,
Oh, God. To answer your question, TB, I think I want Valve to take a look at where FPSs and everything are in today's world and fucking make a better one. Like
and
they did with
ignore it
Half-Life.
completely. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm pretty happy with that idea.
Yeah.
Just, you don't need cutscenes. You can tell the story through the game. It can be totally doable. Also, I don't really want too much silliness either. I
They
think
never really had.
not really, but I think there's a temptation to put fucking portals and shit in it, and maybe there's a cake hidden around somewhere, and GLaDOS
So you don't
is
want
somehow
like
the
Easter eggs
protagonist.
like that?
Well, no, but I'm talking about like serious crossover in some way.
Oh yeah, that'd be a little weird.
I don't know. I have this. Considering I've seen TF2 characters in half the games I own, I'm just a little bit worried that might happen.
Yeah. They're gonna start selling you hats in the campaign and stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, Half-Life 2 as an FPS was kind of an average shooter. The actual shooting.
G-Man.
This is the problem. You are the problem, Jesse. It's like G-Man,
I've been
portals and
waiting
cake and
this
GLaDOS and
entire
songs and.
conversation for you to call Jesse the problem. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you are the
That's why I
problem
didn't bring
in that
up the
respect.
G-Man.
This is the exact attitude
I
that's.
want to know story elements. Why is that so wrong? It's not a problem.
He isn't anybody. They just put a guy in a suit and stuck him behind a window every once in a while, and now that's Mystique. It's like it's not Mystique. They just bullshitted it. It's probably not anybody.
What if it's actually Gordon from the future? Holy shit! I just blew your mind.
You got me interested again.
How about that?
Oh man.
How about that?
Can't wait for that H3.
Yep.
God damn it, guys.
Not Halo
H3.
3, Half-Life.
H3.
Forgot the L. Need the HL3.
HL3,
Look.
dog.
Yeah, it was pretty. What I think the best thing about Half-Life was the set pieces. I feel that I remember that level on the bridge. That was a fucking level.
Yeah,
It was annoying as hell
it's
because it
true.
could fall off, but that was when it came down to spectacle, that was a fucking level. That was impressive. And I loved the part where I was just riding on a cliff road in my little buggy and just stopping every now and again to do stuff. That was awesome.
I think TB's hyping himself up for Half-Life 3 right now, guys.
No.
I think he is.
No, because it's going to be a 3-hour linear corridor shooter with scripted events and turret sections. That's what's going to be.
The G-Man's getting to him. G-Man, that's what set it off. G-Man got him.
He thought about that G-Man in the
And
bridge.
You play as the G-Man. Your only weapon is a briefcase, but it's a gravity briefcase.
Sold. I'm in.
And you have the power of Mystique and suits.
Indeed, Mystique. Nobody knows your backstory because you
Excellent.
don't
People
have
and
one.
shit.
Yeah.
See the president?
I'm
So
glad
I'm into it.
you and I had the same joke.
I don't know what it is about people. So, oh, Half-Life had a great story. Did it? Fuck! Aliens invade. You have
I
a
totally forgot
crowbar.
there were
Go get
aliens
him.
in that game.
That was the story of Half-Life 2 right there.
I totally forgot there were aliens.
Yeah.
I'm not
There were
that excited.
aliens. Pick up that can.
G-Man.
I'm excited again, the G-Man. They should just ship the game with the G-Man on the cover. It'll sell millions.
Obviously.
Creepy old dude with
Yeah.
black behind him.
I'm not.
Perfect.
I'm not massively excited about it. What can I say? It
Well,
was
at least we're not-
It wasn't a groundbreaking story. Half-Life 1 was a groundbreaking FPS. Half-Life 2 was not a groundbreaking FPS. It was just a good FPS.
We started with I'm not excited at all. Now he's at I'm not massively excited about it.
Give it some time. Give it some time.
We've done
G-Man.
God's
Actually,
work here.
TV's gonna be like, this is gonna be the best game.
I
Haven't
can
played
see
it
it
yet.
now.
Game of the year.
Goes into the option, sees the FOV slider, he's sold. 10 out of
Yep.
10.
FOV slider goes to 1,000,000. It's just unlimited FOV. There's an infinity mark. He's like, sweet Jesus. They've done it. They've finally done it.
He hits 1,000,000 and the G-Man's like, yes, yes.
You guys are assholes. Every last one of you.
By the way, TB, in Battlefield 4, the FOV slider goes up to 120. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Just that slight bit of fisheye going on right there.
Oh, God.
Dicks. You assholes.
We're all banned. It's worth
You're
it.
all
We're all
banned.
banned.
Every last one
All
of
of
you.
us. Yep.
Jesus. So there's Half-Life 3 in a nutshell. Maybe we have
Yay.
time for one more topic before we wrap things up. Does anyone have anything they'd like to discuss?
I was going to bring up how dumb it is when people decide their game of the year before they've played it. There's
Yes.
nothing to talk about there except that those people are really dumb and it happens all the time.
There's a really funny GIF, and I'd link it if I can remember where I saw it. It is obviously on like, I don't know, Tumblr or Reddit or somewhere. But it was Game of the Year, and it was the guy who plays Sam's, Sean Astin, from some movie. I don't remember what it was. And he's like, it had like Last of Us, and he was like, hey, had the Game of the Year's awards as his girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Grand
Oh,
Theft
that
Auto
one.
slides in, it's like,
GTA. Yeah,
It's really
Yeah.
funny, and I was like, that sums it
What
up
movie is
perfectly.
that from?
I
do not
can't remember. I've seen that GIF
a-
1,000 times, but I don't know.
I don't remember, like, Sean Astin, like, I
Is
know
that-
him from Goonies and from Rudy and
Yeah, I
from
was
Lord
like,
of the
that's
Rings.
not
I don't know
Rudy,
any other
that's-
movies.
Too much of a joke to be in Rudy.
Sean Astin gif.
And that other actor just doesn't exist
Oh,
anymore. That was his starring role.
Someone
He
linked it.
exploded.
Encino Man.
Then he got banned. Wow.
Oh, it was Encino Man! Yes! That's exactly what it is.
There you go.
Now we know.
Encino Man.
He gets his
Classic
ass
film
beat by the-
about a caveman who manages to live in ice and become alive in modern day
The real
1980s.
world.
90s.
Pauly Shore was in that, right?
Yes.
Pauly Shore?
That's not a ringing
Buddy.
endorsement.
Good movie.
And then what's his face? Who was in The Mummy? Was the
Brendan
the
Fraser.
caveman.
Oh,
Yes.
I love The Mummy. That's such a great movie.
Yep.
But yes, look, never assume that just because a game looks great, that it's going to be your game of the year. Because then you feel silly later when you go, oh, that game wasn't that good.
I'm looking
Maybe it will
forward-
be that good, but it rarely happens.
I'm looking forward to doing my top 10 at the end of the year, where neither Last of Us nor GTA 5 will actually be present. It's going to be great.
Did you
And
play
everybody
through
just
either?
vomits all over
I
themselves.
played like 3 hours of Last of Us and couldn't be arsed with it anymore. GTA I haven't touched. I'm waiting for the PC version.
So that'll be in 2014.
Probably, yeah, most likely. But, I mean, that list is always games that I've enjoyed, so if Last of Us is a game that I did not enjoy, then it won't fucking be on it. So it's as simple as that. But there will be the rage, because people just feel justified in defending a game to the fucking hilt just because they happen to buy it. It's incredible, really. I don't even know why you bother with PR firms for games anymore. You can just have people buy your game, and then they'll act as a fucking crusader for it for the next 3 years. It's incredible.
It's true.
The
business.
toxicity of this scene.
Toxicity.
The toxicity is what gets us all paid.
Indeed, the toxicity of our city.
Good song.
Toxicity of SimCity.
That's a terrible. Game.
How's that not a spoof on the internet?
Because it's it's not a particularly good song.
All right, that was my.
That's good.
Down
That's a
moment.
System of a Down. Yeah.
I when I was in high school, I suppose would be the equivalent. I was in a band and I sung Sugar and
Shut up.
what was the other one?
Shut
What was the other System of a Down song?
I'm trying to think.
The one that everybody knew.
Chop Suey?
Chop
No,
Suey.
that's not it. It is
Chop-
Chop
yeah.
Suey.
Yeah, Chop
Chop
Suey.
Suey, yeah.
I sung that as well. I could hit them notes. It wasn't too difficult.
Is there video footage of this?
Thankfully, no. That's probably
Well,
the
it
best.
didn't happen. Then you're
Yeah.
lying. Didn't happen.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Wait.
Half-Life 3 is not confirmed. Sorry, I had to make that I'm done. Never again.
No. I think we're missing a strange occurrence. I don't know if anyone in stream saw that. I don't know what you're doing, but all of a sudden you just pulled scissors up from your pants and put them on your desk. And I was, what just happened?
I have like a bunch of little strings on my pants. And so every now and then when I've
What?
felt them, I've been taking my scissors and cutting the strings off my pants because I wear my pants until they're like falling apart.
My
So,
pants
like,
are made of string.
I have all of these like strings all over my pants every time I rip them.
Can I ask
So-
you,
As you can see, being a YouTuber is a very, very lucrative business.
It's a tough life.
I make all the pants dollars.
can I ask you a question, and the world in general?
Yes.
How do your pants get like that? Because I've had one pair of jeans for at least I think 15 years.
Well,
And
you
there's
wear
not a- there's
jeans.
not a rip in any
That's
of
the
them.
start. You don't wear like these paper-thin legging nonsense things that fall apart after 3 weeks.
What's
How
going on, women? Let's have a
how
talk.
often? Question, Jesse. How
Don't
often
say how
do you? Well, what?
Nothing. Just be considerate of this is the internet and the location of the holes in your jeans.
How
Continue.
often do you sit cross-legged?
Never, because I have a penis.
I sit cross-legged like most of my life, and it puts a lot of strain on the knee area. I've also
I bet it
fallen
does.
a lot. I am not a very I trip
Shouldn't
often.
jeans be able to? Cowboys get thrown from horses and get mud all over their butts and stuff, and they don't have
Yeah,
buttholes.
and they wear.
Yeah, but they also wear leather chaps and/or jeans that are actually built to last.
They wear like
That's why you
Carhartts.
buy.
Dude,
That's why you...
every dude in my high school wore Carhartt jeans, and they have like 4 layers of denim on them.
Yeah. Like, you
I'm not
buy a
wearing
good
that.
pair of Levi's or whatever, they will last you for years. Like, a lot of women's clothes
Right.
are just designed to disintegrate after about 3 months. Because they
I
wanted to
don't
buy
care.
new ones next season.
Look,
That's
I'm
my
not.
plan.
It's all
I'm
a
not.
scam.
I'm not the sort of person that cares if there are holes in any of my clothes, so I just wear them until they're destroyed. It's whatever.
Quote of the podcast:
Yep.
Cowboys don't have buttholes. Jesse
Cowboys
Cox,
don't have
2013.
They don't. They're jeans. They wear Levi's like a normal human being. Look, I know it's brand conscious, but come on. When you buy like the Gap jeans, you're gonna get the gap in your knees.
I see.
That was a good one,
Welcome.
Jesse.
Well, thank you.
Well done. Well done. I think that probably brings us towards the end of the show, because I'm fairly sure that topic went nowhere whatsoever, but...
When you buy Abercrombie and Fitch, you're gonna have to learn how to stitch up your jeans.
That one's free.
Jesse, you have a promising career. As someone actually pointed out in the chat, by the way, this entire podcast and the bitterness associated with it was brought to you by the fact that Greg's steak bakes are now £1.20 each.
What?
They upped the price
I
by
don't even know what that
20%.
means.
No.
Steak bakes.
Broken Britain is what we call it now. Broken Britain. Society has crumbled as a result of Greg's steak bake.
My heart.
You made that one guy's day so much.
I'm okay with
Like,
that. Because
yeah,
I think that's
steak
reasonable.
bakes, steak
He's like, I
bakes.
contributed, and you misspelled contribute. You idiot! Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
wow.
Your one moment of glory, and you typed contribute. Really?
Poor thing.
You're awful at this.
He's French.
Contribute. This is an outrage. Ugh.
Contre bleu.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Silly
now
Arthur
he's sad.
King.
What's more sad is that his name has origin in it. You do not want to watch the first like hour of this.
That's why he's broken. Now we understand.
That's why it's broken.
And now I've lost a paying subscriber. Anyway, all right, I think that pretty much wraps up the show, aside from, of course, telling you what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. So why don't we start with Dodger? You're always not doing anything, so that should be pretty short.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
No. Other than being a dishonest shill.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm a corporate whore.
Yes.
And how?
Buy brand name products.
Yeah.
So I have a channel called Dexterity Bonus where I do a daily show and drink coffee and tell you about my day. Press Heart is currently undergoing changes, and we are going to be doing a long weekly news video every Saturday, as well as gameplay during the week and some other vlog stuff that has not taken form yet.
Yes.
During the week.
Yes.
So I can't be very specific. But hey, stick around. Cool stuff. And maybe Jesse and I will play Dead Space if Origin works.
But only if. Jesse,
Only if.
what are you doing?
Today's October 1st.
No, I don't care about the
What should I
videos.
say?
I wonder why those fingers on your face. What are you doing?
Oh, I was crying tears for her, and then the tears went into my mouth, and I ate the tears. It's like,
Oh, uh-huh.
yeah, it's
All
also
right.
a good source of water.
So,
But
what are you doing on the
also,
podcast?
Today is Coxtober, so
Yay!
all the scary games that people demanded I play throughout the year that I
Oh,
didn't
look,
play.
it's what
now I
every
can do
channel
it.
is doing. Yeah.
But mine has an amazing graphic.
Oh, okay. Much
on
better.
mine. So there. And then this week is I'm gonna wrap up a bunch of other stuff before we actually start to get the scary games. It's all gonna happen this week. So everything's gonna be wrapped up except for Dead Space and Saints Row, which is Duger and my dear friend Krendor. Then on Friday we're gonna do the demo for Beyond Two Souls, and then next week Beyond Two Souls comes out. So I may play through that game in like 3 days, guys. I may just blast through it because I won't be doing anything else.
I
I'll let you know
might,
right now.
honestly. That's what I do with Heavy Rain, so I might.
Yeah, and I'm very excited. And yeah, that's it. And then when Krenda's coming out here at the end of the week, and we are going to record Scurry Games. Scary Games, the scariest. That's gonna be the two of us. Me being horrified and him being like, this is not even scary. I'm like, why aren't you afraid? And he'll laugh at me, and that'll be great. So watch that. That's it. That's all that's happening. I love you. I don't sell out. I sell in.
Yeah.
What?
What does that even mean?
If you don't know, you're not hip to the kids, man.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't get it.
Guess
These
they'll
new
learn.
glasses put me all over the top. The kids, they call me all the time now. What up, Daddy-O? I'm like, not much, cool cat.
Yep.
JP, what kind of scripted videos are you doing this week?
Well, we've got a bunch of roleplay stuff going up. Roleplay D&D, if you've never
Which
seen it.
is all, of course,
basically
entirely scripted.
all scripted.
Every
None of that is-
every last bit of it.
Yep. What else? Oh, I've got time lapses coming up for another campaign that we're starting for D&D. So this guy by the name of Dave Stokes, just random fan who is an incredible fucking artist, gave me time lapse to throw up on my channel. So you can check those out. What else is coming up? When are we playing Dark Heresy again, TB?
Well, that could be problematic. I can't do it this weekend. I'm off to an expo.
Jeff's in Germany or somewhere in Europe. I don't know where he's going this weekend.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to be in expo this weekend, so...
We'll figure it out. Whenever we play Dark Heresy.
Next
you'll
couple
know.
of weeks, hopefully, for Dark Heresy.
Try to do it once a month because we can't seem
Pretty
to
much.
manage anything better.
Well, you did pick the maybe the 4 busiest people you could possibly find to do this show, so...
Yeah, doubled my subscriber count on YouTube, so I think
yes,
it was
you did.
worthwhile.
You can send the check in the mail, thank you.
There you go. And then the last thing, on the 9th of October, I'll be launching the dumbest piece of merchandise I've ever done. It's going to be on Xbox Live. I can't talk about it. Has to do with cats. It's dumb.
On Xbox
Dodger
Live.
already owns it.
Yeah. It's
True. I can't talk about it either.
It's the highlight of my career, I must say. It's pretty
You're
Are you
stupid.
a cat? JP
October
McKitty?
9th. October 9th. I'll share more details when it comes out. So that's all I got. And again, thanks for letting me on the show. It was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Let's go.
You were allowed to be on it this time.
Yes. we're okay with JP. He's one of our only 3-time guests, simply because we know that he won't fuck it up.
And you can message me at 2 a.m. the night before and be like, hey, you want to come?
Yeah, you're suggesting I didn't plan this show at all? You would probably be right. Yes, I was busy with other things. Sorry. It's like I suddenly realized, oh yeah, the podcast tomorrow, and I didn't arrange a guest. Shit. So I heard that Sips wants to come on, but he wasn't available this week, so we'll see. Maybe next week we might be able to get Sips on.
Dope.
Yeah. Turbster's like, hey, you want to put some Yogscast people on? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll fill up my books for the next 8 weeks with Yogscast people. It's fine by me.
Yay!
Whatever. Yeah.
Yogstober.
Yogstober. There you go.
No!
Yes. For that reason, yes. Now he's upset. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, yeah, I will be at the Escapist Expo. I'm traveling out there Thursday on the 3rd. I will be traveling back on Sunday. I'm doing 4 panels up there, one of which is just recently announced, which is the British Expatriate panel, which is me, Jim Sterling, and Yahtzee. Oh. Which should be the most miserable panel you could ever possibly want to watch. So I'm also doing a panel on the rise of streaming with certain other people. I'm doing on how to make a successful YouTube channel, which is going to be alongside, I think, some of the Warp Zone. Why they're there, I don't know. I mean, they're not really related to that subject, but... And also with Smosh Games. So I'm probably going to be sitting there disagreeing with everything they say. It's going to be great. And also, there's going to be one on how to create a cult following on the internet. And I'll be on there with Yahtzee and
I
a
have
couple
a
of
cult,
other people.
though. You guys don't. I have a real cult.
Yeah, you should come along to that. I'm throwing my virtual dice around.
I'll come in with a robe. Like,
Pretty much.
There was only one true religion.
Yep.
And just freak people out, be
like-
real serious.
With like
Sounds
the
about right.
little pull on butterfly wings, like little
Oh,
girls
yes.
get over your robe.
Yeah.
Oh god, I want that.
One last
so-
thing, TB. Streaming BF4 right after we go
Yeah,
offline here,
well,
so.
maybe. I might take a break and then I'll see about... I've got to get the damn thing working properly first, and I'll probably
I'll be
record some...
playing. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll probably record some BF4 footage tonight, give my initial
I'm already
impressions
playing.
on it, since everyone pretty much wants to see
I should
that.
be playing.
I will be back Sunday, I think, from the expo. I don't know if any of these panels will be available online. It's most likely they will, because I'm pretty sure all the panels, at least most of them, were on the Escapist website, so you should be able to watch them after the fact. I don't know if they're streaming them. Probably not, but we'll see. since I know that North Carolina internet is dreadful, so probably not. We'll see. If you do want to come along, by the way, it is $40 for 3 days or $20 a day. Pretty cheap. It's in Durham, North Carolina, which is nice and easy to get to for the most part. Other videos, I'm still trying to look into Rise of Venice again. I'm 6 hours in. I still don't know what to make of it, so we'll see. I'll try and have a look at Flashback before I go, because I played Flashback when I was a kid, so I'll probably hate it. Daikatana is out on PC, on Steam, which means you should under no circumstances get it, because it is awful in every way. Don't be fooled.
Re-release that.
I have no idea, but it's horrible. Please don't. War of the Vikings is on early access. I might see if I can get a look into that. A lot of people have been talking about The Dead Linger. I am not going to touch that right now, because apparently it is in such a terrible state in early access that it is a waste of time. So, I've told people this time and again. Don't buy early access unless you absolutely know why you want to fucking play that game. You are buying into something that is clearly not finished, and you will suffer as a direct result. So don't do that. And there is an incredible looking game that I clearly have to look into that's coming out in 6 days. It is called Cook, Serve, Delicious.
What? Sounds
on
good,
PC?
yes.
Cook,
What's
Serve,
that on?
Delicious. Which is apparently a big
Extra
challenge.
crispy edition.
Is it the extra crispy edition? Huh.
That's if
There
you
is a new
pre-order
gameplay
it.
option called Cook Bets, where you will receive randomized cooking challenges every day. It also includes 50 new spam emails. What? The fuck?
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah, I clearly need to look into that. Yeah. And other stuff. There might be a little bit more Hearthstone. The wipe has not happened yet. The patch has not happened yet. I am told that it won't happen today, so we'll see. We'll see where that decides to go. But I think that's about it, for the most part. That wraps everything up. Yes, pretty sure it does. So if you're watching live, go watch WCS, because Crank is about to play right now. I believe he'll be playing against Minigun, Scarlet, and Puck. So please go and watch that. That's over on twitch.tv/WCS_America, if I recall correctly. We are about done. Thank you very much for watching the Co-optional podcast, folks.
Yay.
And we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.